It wouldn't be an Eagles stream without a minor tech hitch, right? Welcome, everybody. Eagles preseason football is finally here. We are now just minutes away from Eagles versus Ravens. And the big news out of Philadelphia tonight was that M&T Bank Stadium will indeed play host to Jalen Hurts and the starters, which is something that I didn't really account for. We said in yesterday's stream, I thought that might be a little bit overzealous. I can't remember if it was like last year or the year before, where we saw Jalen Hurts take a big hit from the New York Jets and Nick Sirianni get very vocally fired up on the sidelines. So if we can avoid that, that would be tremendous. But talking of starters, we've got our starting rotation in for this stream. We'll have myself, Liam Jenkins, Zach Chauvelello, I believe, is here. He might be still getting adjusted and acclimated. If I'm going to take a punt and we'll bring him on, throw him into the fire. There we go. How you doing, Zach?
I'm good. How are you doing, Liam? What's going on, man?
I'm good. I'm hoping my internet holds up because it has been, as soon as I started streaming the game very legally, it got a little bit hellscape-ish. So we'll see how we go.
Well, dodgy. It'll be fine.
We can hope. We can hope for the best. Frank is in from Argentina, which is huge. So wherever you're watching from tonight, give us a heads up. Let us know. Obviously, we're international already with myself. Zach's over in the States. We've got Captain Chris, our lead Flyers writer. We've poached him to the Eagles. He's been covering them for a couple of weeks with us now. Little star in the making. He was at that Jets preseason game where Jalen Hurts took the horrible hit. So hopefully we don't see something similar. They just do a drive or two, get him out of there. But how are you feeling, Zach, about the Eagles? I see you rocking the Kelly Greens. I know the score doesn't matter or anything, but is there anything that you're looking for tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, I actually am happy the starters are playing. I feel that one series, depending on exactly how you cut that up and how that works out, like, is it a 3 and out? Because, what are you going to really learn from that? So I'm curious to see what the starters' time frame in the game actually looks like. If it actually is an opportunity for them to show a couple things, just some easy things I'm looking forward to. Throws over the middle of the field, like we've already talked about. I want to see what Saquon Barkley looks like. That's going to be huge just to see him behind this line. And we're not really going to get that full understanding until, you kind of give him those workhorse reps. But I'm just excited for it. It's the biggest acquisition of the offseason for the team. And then other than that, it's the young guys. It's you're talking about some of the young corners that they got, and Cooper DeJean, Quentin Mitchell, obviously. You're also bringing guys like Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who a lot of people are excited to see. So I just want to see how some of these young pieces fit in. I love the preseason. I know people say games don't matter, this, that, the other thing. My favorite preseason game every year was always week 4, back when they had a week 4, and you're just watching a bunch of guys playing for their lives. So you still kind of have a little bit of that aspect with some of these young guys trying to, find those snaps and get that position on the depth chart. So I'm happy to be here, man. I'm just so glad that football's back. That's where I'm at. But what about you?
Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm always a big preseason guy. Like, I think the Hall of Fame game gets lost to me a bit. Like, you watch the first quarter, like, football's back, and then you realize it's not back. But when it's the team that you cover, the team that you're passionate about and you're a fan of, as obviously everyone in this chat is, you are watching the future of this team, whether it's underdogs trying to make the roster, whether it's first round, second round picks, vying for their futures and starting roles. And we've got plenty of battles to watch. I think Quenya Mitchell's an interesting name that you mentioned. Seems to be going in the slot. I mean, that's something I'll be watching. Obviously, when I'm assuming it's Isaiah Rodgers Jr. gets pulled out of the game, does then Mitchell move over to the left? Do they trial him outside for a quarter or two and see how he looks? You've got the safety debacle at the minute where you've got James Bradbury playing. How does he look at the position? If it's not very good, is Maddox going to be able to hold up? Are you looking then, if not, for a younger guy deeper down? Are they going to move someone like Eli Ricks maybe up there for a bit? There's a lot of, I think, things to be decided when it comes to this Eagles team. And we're not going to see masked coverages. We're not going to see a lot of pre-snap motion, I assume, from Kellen Moore, for instance. But you're more looking at how players are going to be used. And someone like a Bryce Huff, someone like a Jalix Hunt, who their roles might be defensive ends. There could technically be outside linebackers. We don't know. What's the 3-4 going to look like? Is it defensive tackles? Are there edge rushes coming down? Little things like that, when you've got 2 new coaches, are absolutely huge. And I think that, again, while you won't get the full, Vic Fangio or Kellen Moore experience, you get a little teaser. And I think that is enough for any of us at this point to get some more clarity on the direction we go in here.
Yeah, I just want to interject on what you just said there, because I think that's another huge thing to watch. This is the first sampling of what this new offense and what this new defense looks like. And, while you're not going to get the opportunity to see everything, like you said, the one thing I'm really excited to see, I'm excited to see everything, but more than anything, possibly, there's been reports of Jaylen Carter taking snaps at edge. And, whether that's true edge or whether they meant more so kind of like a 5-2 or 3-4 defensive end, whatever the case is, I'm just excited to see him potentially in a pass rush during this game, especially like if he is lining up true edge. I mean, that's something that I would love to see because he's obviously a big body who can play D tackle, but kind of like, how Milton Williams has always been described, except no offense to Milton Williams, who I love, by the way, but on another level, that's Jaylen Carter. So to be able to see him on the outside, true, because we've kind of talked around it, kind of danced around it, over the years with Milton Williams. It looks like there's a real opportunity for Jaylen Carter to get some of those snaps, in between, both working the edge and also on the inside as well. So I really want to see the flexibility in Carter. I don't know how much they'll do considering that, he may only play one series, but I'm hoping that we're going to see some of that established on the field today.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And as people are piling in ready, we're a few minutes, away from kickoff. We do a little interesting challenge every time we do a preseason watch along. We might even do it for the regular season, depending on how much you guys love these. But I want to see if we can get more likes than the Eagles score points. Now, this could be 49. It could be 7. It's our challenge to try and get more likes than the Eagles score points in this game. Now, I don't know where we're at the minute. I don't have the tally up. But if we can get to maybe 5 or 6, get a touchdown on the board before the start of the game, put the Eagles as the underdog there in the spread, I think we'll have a good shot there at achieving that. So if you're enjoying the content, if you're going to be here for the remainder of the game, caffeine up like myself, or enjoying a nice beverage, like Sir Zach over there. We hope you join with us and throw a like our way as we get ready. But yeah, there's a lot to be excited about, I think, with this team. And just to touch on another, I think, area that roster that is going to be highly under the microscope, offensive line. We've spoke about it earlier in the week. It was touched on flipping the birds. And you've got Tyler Steen, you've got Mekhi Becton. That in itself is intriguing, but Becton's got the versatility to move outside. So you might see him take snaps at tackle because they've also got to wade up. As good as it is that Becton might be better than Steen at right guard now, does moving him to guard, let's say he starts week 1, is that a detriment if Lane Johnson goes down? Like, can you trust a Fred Johnson? Can you trust whoever, I guess, to take that mantle? And I think he could be a really big player to watch this next 60 minutes or so.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And, there's been reports. I'm trying to remember who said it. I know that Brian mentioned it in our Eagles chat, but John Clark actually said that Becton's been seemingly overtaking Steen on the depth chart for that right guard position, which kind of bodes well for him potentially as a starter. Obviously, we're still kind of early in the process, but when the Eagles first signed him, I think the idea for a lot of people, was that this is potentially getting out ahead of the right tackle of the future for Philadelphia. And, so you bring up a good point, is that going to mess up that short-term development for him there? Long term, I'm not necessarily as worried because you'll have a whole off season whenever that happens. Next year, 2 years, 3 years. Honestly, there's a very good chance Lane Johnson's in Philadelphia when Mekhi Becton no longer is, just depending on how long Johnson's ready to go. But for this season, that is a real concern if Johnson has to leave the field for a snap, a couple snap, heaven forbid a game or more. I don't think there's anyone that you would, prefer to turn to other than Mekhi Becton in that situation on this roster currently. So, at the same time, do you want to make that double switch? That's also not ideal. So how does Philadelphia really kind of handle that? I would like to see a quality game out of Steen, obviously. And then the other thing too is, Steen was projected to transfer over to, guard, effectively make that move coming out of college. I think that is his long-term position. I'm not really advocating for him to, truly move to backup tackle position full time. But I think Steen's the guy that they may say, hey, let's just try it out. Because, if you're talking about, throwing, we'll just say spaghetti at the fan and see, what sticks. Like, yeah, I think that, you kind of have to be creative in this situation because there's not a great option to replace Lane Johnson there. So I'm going to be really curious to see who plays those snaps that Lane Johnson is not on the field for tonight, because I think we're going to learn a little bit about what the Eagles might have in store.
Yeah, 100%. And now just a couple minutes away, it's time to get those score predictions in. Little G is going to be an uncle soon, which is very exciting news for him. So Eagles 27, Ravens 17. Now, the Ravens are always a pesky team in the preseason. Obviously, they had a 24-game unbeaten streak, which, whether it counts for anything or not, it doesn't matter. I think the main thing is it's a team that's ready to play and that will give the Eagles a challenge. I can see it being like, I don't know, 24, 21, something like that. But then again, you are banking on a Tanner McKee masterclass, which I am very believing of that he can do it. I will be waving the Tanner banner all night long. Don't get me wrong. But against the Ravens defense, it's up to play. I don't think the Ravens will score much. Like, it's not like they're getting the full Lamar Jackson experience. They've got no quarterback depth of any real note behind their backup. Whereas at least the Eagles have got Will Greer's had NFL experience in Carolina. We all know what Kenny Pickett's done with the Steelers, which is something. So you've got two capable backups. So I think the Eagles should win the game due to that and that alone. Score-wise, maybe 20. Do you know what? I might go little G low. I'll go 20, 24-17. I'll undercut him a little bit.
Oh, okay.
He's playing nasty.
Yeah, you talk about nasty, and obviously it's a little bit different in Baltimore than it is here, but I can't imagine it's too different. It's not great. The weather's not great here right now. I don't think this is going to be an incredibly high-scoring game, especially when you talk about just stylistically these two teams. So when I'm looking at this, I'm feeling some kind of wonky score, like a 17. Let's call it 17-11. I'm feeling something truly weird in this game today. So that low scoring on top of that. But one thing that you mentioned, Baltimore's QB depth, it's non-existent outside of Lamar Jackson. So depending on how long he plays tonight, I think we're in for a little bit of a slog. But again, it's the first week of football, man. I'm just happy to be here. I got two six packs of 16 ounces. I'm good. I'm good for the night. I'm settled in. I'm ready to go, man. This game can't start soon enough for me. I'll be honest with you.
Love that. Are you going all 12?
I might. We're gonna see how we can. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. But we're in for a night one way or another. I'll tell you that.
I might have to I'll have to join you. I feel bad if you're the only one drinking. I need to.
That's fine. I'm drinking for two. Then we're fine. We're fine.
Matty Maxon says, "Who cares about the score in the preseason? No one, but I'll tell you who does care.
Anybody playing DraftKings. I'll tell you that right now.
You know what? I've stayed away from it this year, but it crossed my mind just to do an Eagles stack, and I thought about it a little bit. But on that note, we do have betting offers at phillysportsnetwork.com if anyone would like to sign up and be a degenerate and play DraftKings on preseason football. In my experience, it's been some of the easiest games to make money because everyone just goes for the chalk players. You just got to find a little, dead cheap, no one's ever heard of receiver that's going to play all the fourth quarter and rack up your targets. Typically a tight end. There you go. Thank you. If you win 10K, tip me $100. You're welcome.
I'll be honest with you. The whole reason I have this laptop that I'm currently running this whole operation on here is I funded it through that completely. And I was actually betting on the Baltimore Ravens. I've been watching too much baseball. Baltimore Ravens, and I just kept betting the under in the final few minutes and basically just doubling money because the Ravens would never get the over in those situations. So I did that probably over a course of 5, 6, 7 games. Next thing you know, I got a new MacBook Pro. So there's ways to get this stuff done.
An endorsement for sports betting. Look at that. Who's to say? But yeah, I think and outside of that, we did say if anyone does get the score correct, we will we'll do a giveaway for an Eagles jersey. So there's your chance, Matt. All of a sudden, that score becomes very good if you can get yourself a free little Clayton Thorson jersey from me for free. Just given out, as a no-brainer. So if you do want to get your score,
we are exclusively handing out Clayton Thorson and Sam Bradford jerseys. So
simply because we can't get rid of them, we've stopped.
They're coming out of Liam's closet specifically.
Yeah, I thought Clayton Thorson would be. I just bought all of Clayton Thorson stock, like merch, caps, jerseys, a lot, and gone. So I've got to offload them somehow. So if you want one, let me know. But the Eagles are on my screen now, which is nice. Ross Tucker calling the game for the Eagles, as he has done for the last few years. He's done great on a separate note. Good for him. He's a really decorated analyst now, which is nice to see. I can't remember who they had before him, but wasn't as good. So we like that.
Pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy to see Bryce Huff and just that first full picture of him ready to go before the game. This is obviously there's a little concern whether it's a hit or miss kind of a prospect, just because Like he's been part-time before this. He was part-time in New York.
Yeah.
What's he going to look like in potentially a more expanded role? Is he really going to have a more expanded role? The projection has been that he will. That's what the talk has been. But, you're kind of talking about a guy who, has kind of been in like a similar role to a Josh Sweat in the fact that they've been productive in limited capacities. So Josh Sweat, we've seen be overworked in the past couple seasons. You're going to have to scale him back more than likely if you're going to have true success there. Bryce Huff, can he take that uptake in snaps and still maintain that production? I mean, we'll see, but that edge is the major question mark, I think, on this defense. I know a lot of people are still talking about Justin Simmons coming to play safety, but it's the edge rushers. We got to see Nolan Smith too. I mean, like that's the thing that I really want to see. It's just all the talk has just been, he put on, I think it was like 7-8 pounds, of general mass, but mostly muscle. So I want to see what he looks like, because I mean, he might be your most frequent flyer when you talk about guys on the outside, if he can establish himself this year, because you have two guys who are really pretty much just, at least so far in their career, part-time options. So it's going to take a village for this.
Absolutely. And talking of taking a village, we're adding another member to our rotation. Look at that for a segue. Corey is in, one of our Eagles writers from PSN, for those that haven't seen him before. Been with us for around 8-9 months-ish, maybe longer.
Yeah, just about. Yeah. It'll be about a year in August or, September.
What are we doing for your birthday?
That's crazy. Time flies.
Yeah. Anything planned for your PSN birthday? Is there some grand excursion we should be aware of?
No, I'm going to be cranking out the post-game recap here. So if you see me typing, or if I kind of zone out for a little bit, going to put up the recap for all of our listeners and readers out there for this exciting preseason game. I mean, it's hard to believe, but as you said, Liam, the Eagles are on our television screens or tablets or phones, however we're consuming the game. So pretty exciting stuff.
100%. And just before the game gets underway, who's the one player that you're circling in red ahead of this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested to see who's going to step up to be the wide receiver 3 on this team. So I don't think it's just a whole player, but they've got a nice collection of wideouts that I think one of them can step up. They got a couple of rookies in the mix. John Ross has been a veteran in the league. So I think, Quez Watkins didn't have the greatest career with the Eagles. He had some flashes here and there, but I think if they could solidify a third wide receiver in this already high octane offense, I mean, I think the sky's the limit. So I'm interested to see how some of those guys do with the backup quarterbacks. And, we'll see how long the first team's out there for.
Johnny Wilson, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Wilson's been looking good.
See, I think that's the thing. Like, Johnny Wilson's kind of been the wild card there, but you've got guys like Britton Covey balling out as well. It feels like he's made a highlight play every practice now. You look at someone like Paris Campbell, who's probably the more like well-rounded, consistent receiver of this bunch that are all vying for roster spots. I'm intrigued about John Ross because he had like a really explosive start, and then there's been like nothing since. So I want to see. It's only really going to take for those deep burner guys, someone like an Aeneas Smith, someone like Ross, or I guess Wilson to a degree. It's one big play. Like if you can have one big 30-yard catch or a big touchdown, and then that can be the difference between making a roster spot and maybe being on the practice squad or something. So it's going to be exciting. The receivers are going to see plenty of action as they get rotated around. I think the big thing we often overlook with preseason is chemistry as well. Like if you're constantly working with the same quarterback, and it's going to favor someone like an Aeneas Smith who hasn't had many first team reps, who hasn't been fluctuating between Hurts and Pickett or Greer and Pickett. He's been very much McKee and Pickett in those scenarios. So he's going to have, I'd like to think, an affinity with that quarterback, and that can be invaluable as well if you can build up that rapport and register some catches. So we shall see. But we're not too far away. As I said, guys, make sure you drop your score predictions in the comment section. And if you do get it correct, you'll be entered into a competition to win an Eagles jersey for absolutely free, just for tuning in and being Nostradamus. It's that simple. There's no starters, Win says. Okay. I've not seen anything. You might need to double check that. But I mean, I wouldn't blame them in the slightest. But
I'm double checking that.
I did see Hurts isn't suited up. Didn't look like Barkley was really looking like he was going to play, but there were reports earlier that they were going to at least play a drive maybe with their first team, but it looks like they may have called an audible on that.
I mean,
I wonder if that just has to do with the weather conditions out there in Baltimore.
That's
Yeah, I mean, they showed the weather briefly. 80. It said it was like 80 degrees. I don't know if it's going to rain the whole game, but no, I agree. I mean, like you said, the weather. Why risk it first week preseason? I don't know about you guys, but I'm interested to see this new kickoff rule too.
Yeah, it didn't exactly look too great in the Hall of Fame game from what I saw. I think my first thought was just like, could you imagine that at the collegiate level? It would just be absolute chaos just all over the place. But it looks, it's just like any changer, isn't it, in the NFL? Like, as soon as it's different, you kind of turn your nose up, and it will take one highlight level play, and you go, actually, this is pretty cool. I like this. But it's an area where those returners, those specialists are going to have a real chance to flex their muscles. Someone like Covey, who's done so in the past. I know Isaiah Rodgers Jr. has had return experience. That could be another gateway for him if it wasn't so locked into the CB2 battle at least. But again, guys lower down the roster that might want to just give it a try, these dynamic kickoff rules really do change your landscape. And if you can excel at that and give your team an advantage where every other franchise is catching up, you're more than likely going to be in with a shout of a roster spot. So as we get prepared for kickoff, I think I'm a few snaps back, so I might be a bit behind. But Justin Tucker, the fabled third string kicker there for the Ravens, sending things off to get things started at M&T Bank Stadium.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm behind. I don't know. I'm streaming, Zach. I don't know if you've got it on TV or not.
I mean, balls in the air. That's what I have right now. So,
all right. Yeah, you're ahead of me.
Already don't like the look of this. It hasn't even happened yet, so that doesn't fill me with confidence on my screen. Me and Corey both very, very legally, absolutely on TV watching the game, and we couldn't recommend anything otherwise. So, you get that with TV delay sometimes. Like satellites wobble a bit. It's, you can't write that.
It just looks weird.
Yeah.
It's not the only thing that looks weird out there. I mean, this whole, clock and score situation that they have up at the top is that looking a little weird for anyone else too?
Well, I'm not there yet.
Oh, you're still not even there.
I haven't even kicked off yet.
Oh yeah, I see the score bug now. Yeah.
I'll just be doing color commentary. Oh, there we go. First Trust Bank there, rocking the old F1 logo. If you take the rest of the Rust Bank out of it, nice.
Okay. Well, that's a good.
All right, so Zach can give us live updates, and me and Corey can do color commentary. That's fine. That's
yeah. I mean, basically, Britton Covey actually made it. A decent quick catch on the first time. He's already out. Okay. Inside now we got Johnny Wilson, John Ross, Kenneth Gainwell, Grant Calcaterra. Yeah. So everybody is. Throw over the middle. That's what we like to see. God,
I'm 2 plays behind. This is
All right. So Liam hasn't even kicked it off, and the Eagles already have the first down. This is awesome.
The offense here.
If you pause yours for could you pause yours for 5 seconds, and then the delay's not as bad?
I probably should. Yeah, let me do that here.
I will say I really do hope they use motion more this year. It seems like the videos I'm seeing on social media at the camps that the motion's being used, which I think can be absolutely lethal for this team.
Oh, 100%. And it's needed as well. They just needed anything. Physically can't get much worse than last year, which is saying something because it was still a high-functioning offense to a large degree. But with that many players, you've got to create space for them. And they just weren't doing that. So, yeah, I'm encouraged by what we've seen so far.
If you see Johnny Wilson catch a first down pass over the middle, just let me know when that happens.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah, there we go. See, I'm amazed he's not moved to tight end yet. But
I was going to say he legitimately looked like a tight end on that catch.
Well, that's how they're running him, as they typically do. I mean, it's not uncommon for them to run, whether it's Calcaterra or whether it's Goddard. Sorry, good run by Kenny Gainwell. Look at that. Ooh, he's not down? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still lining up for this one. Hang on. This is going to be a tremendous. Here he goes. Yeah,
I'll pause a few more seconds for station identification.
See, I want to run that back because I want to see the blocking on it. To be honest, because it looked like there was almost parted the Red Sea in between guard and tackle. And if that was, who was? I think it was Brett Toth was in there. Yeah, let's have a look.
Yeah, they're showing the replay now.
Yeah, who think got a center? Is it Toth at center?
Yeah,
it is.
All right, I take it back. It wasn't Brent Toth. He had a really bad reach block there, but that's fine. He won't be starting over Cam Jones anytime soon.
I got to say, Kenny G has, I think, a fair amount of pressure on him this season. I'm a Will Shipley guy. So to see him kind of come out and just show aggression, obviously it's the preseason, but just aggression on his first 2 touches, that's a pretty good sign because he's going to have to step it up this season if he's going to keep that backup title.
And especially the comp that Shipley got, or was it earlier this week, Danny Woodhead? I mean, for maybe some young viewers tuning in that don't remember Danny Woodhead, that's not a bad compliment to have as your backup running back.
No, I got a little flag there, I think. But yeah, I think for me, I thought Gainwell almost fell invisible through training camp, and all the hype just turned to Will Shipley very, very quickly. He's now at a point where, again, he's playing for his career. This has to be a big year for him. But I think he suffered from a lot of the same setbacks as Miles Sanders. I never rated Miles Sanders, and I've been very vocal about that for a while. That he almost tried to do too much and would forever try and bounce outside. Gainwell fit that skill set a bit better, but the first 2 runs we've seen have been right up the middle, head down, pads low, and it's yielded some big yardage. So we now see Pickett with a throw, and a good DB break up there. It's Nate Wiggins. Of course, it's Nate Wiggins. Oh,
I forgot this is going to be Liam's favorite preseason game.
Oh, that does my head in. Who's he lining up against? Is that Wilson? It is. Yeah, do better, Wilson. Box him out. You throw him on the floor. He's only 5'2". That's disgusting. Bum.
Wilson should have come back on that one a little bit just because it wasn't a great throw by Pickett, so you got to help out the quarterback there a little bit.
They can't make Nate Wiggins look like the second coming of,
Make Nate Wiggins. Make Nate Wiggins. You got to believe in this man, I'm telling you.
All right.
Dump pass there. Nice. Is that Calcaterra? No? Oh, it was, yeah. Here we go. We need red zone lives with Liam. It'd be absolute chaos. But look, I think we should do watch-alongs this season. It's just we need to find a way to make sure we have the coverage on the website and the streams. But if we can get it done, then I'm all for it because these are always good fun. It's just going to get a bit more tense, shall we say, when it's 4 a.m. and I'm caffeined up and the game's just started and we're down 13-0 to the Jets or someone, A big third down. Go on, Kenny. See, you've got to do Sam Bradford prouder. It's a big game for you.
Oh, 2 gloves hit him in the back.
You need more air underneath that one.
Yeah, that was a terrible
Ross too.
I thought Ross had a step on him as well, to be honest. There's a good route.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Pickett had to put a little bit more air underneath that pass.
It's a good test for Nate Wiggins. I'll give him that. That is not an easy receiver to cover. Stayed in the hip pocket nice. Yeah, that's a good first drive for Nate Wiggins, as much as I hate to say it. Stop throwing at Wiggins. No, keep doing it because he's awful. I need my vengeance here.
Because he's awful.
Oh, they're going for it. I love it.
Oh, okay. This is
analytics. WP football, all right? Let's go.
Sicko behavior. Fred Johnson is struggling. They're at Nate Wiggins again.
Wiggins again.
Dude, an entire drive. The man has just decapitated an entire drive. Oh, my stock as a corner evaluator is going through the floor right now. I can't believe what I'm witnessing.
I will never let you live this down, by the way. This is his entire career. I will be bringing this up.
Well, there's a first break, I guess, a change of possession. So we get F1 Rurst Bank giving us an advert, which is lovely. Pickett is bad. Yeah. Opening takeaways from that drive. Pickett, not great. Fred Johnson, definitely not great. Gave up a penalty and then blew an assignment. Brett Toth wasn't great. But Kenny Gainwell, good. Johnny Wilson looked pretty good. Any other spots there from that first drive?
Oh, Nate Wiggins is Darrelle Revis.
I'm just impressed with Wilson's stature. I mean, I think he could be an absolute mismatch if he can develop and, kind of just sneak him into some offensive packages.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was less Wiggins and more just Pickett that those weren't good decisions or throws. Might have something to do with why Pittsburgh let him go and replaced him with an aging Russell Wilson, but that's, neither here nor there. If anything, that doesn't paint the prettiest picture because I think a lot of the, conversation around that Kenny Pickett signing was, it's a capable backup. He's young. He's going to want to fight for his spot. And it's someone that has starting experience on the cheap when the contract won't come into effect. I don't think that will matter if he plays like that. Or something tells me that's not going to be too relevant. I'm not a big Will Greer guy, but I liked him at West Virginia. He made some money on the overs back in the day. So, like, I'd like to see him break out. And as everyone knows, I'm definitely a big Tanner McKee believer. So if I can wave the Tanner banner, then I definitely will. But yeah, not a great show in there for Kenny Pickett early on.
Well, I thought I saw earlier in the week or throughout camp so far that Tanner's looked better than Kenny Pickett. And I know we saw Tanner McKee last year a little bit, and people were thinking, hey, maybe he is able to supplant Mariota for a little bit, and then it didn't happen. But I mean, McKee, they obviously like him. I mean, he's shown some chops, good size, 6'6", 230 pounds. So it'll be interesting to see if Greer stays on. But 4 QBs usually you're not carrying for.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Zach.
Listen, I've not been the biggest Kenny Pickett believer. Obviously, that is one preseason series. He's got to clean it up after that because I get they didn't move far when they traded for Kenny Pickett, but just considering some of the names that were still available, for guys like Jatavion Sanders, guys like Peyton Wilson, Cameron Kitchens, Luke McCaffrey, like guys who could potentially have made an impact for Philadelphia. I'm going to need Pickett to at least be not one of the worst quarterbacks that I've seen in Philadelphia. So it's not a great start to Kenny Pickett's tenure. I'll be flat out honest.
All I'm saying is Bourne or Barn. But my linebacker of the year candidate, Zach Bourne, I think this is the best signing the team have made, and he didn't exactly look great on that rush up the gut that sliced him wide open. So
yikes.
Oh, God. What's going on there? But that was weird because that didn't look like anyone was even assigned on him. That looked like a zone defense, but there was no one, unless
nobody covering the left side of the field on his own.
It just looked like, it looks like Quignon's outside playing the deep side of it.
Yeah, there was nobody else there.
Yeah, there was no one on the flat bit, yeah. I don't think that's Quignon. I think that'll be one of the linebackers or someone that's maybe meant to. I don't know. That's interesting, but
I mean, I think the defense is still going to be pretty questionable. I mean, I know everybody's saying the offense. You still need a defense to stop the opposing offense because, I mean, the old cliche defense wins championships. The Eagles go up against a good defense, and they can only score 17 to 21 points instead of 27 to 35. That's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at the shape of it, to be honest, and see if we can actually learn anything from it. But there's not. The only thing that worries me was that first play. But until we see a few more, there we go. Alex a bit more spaced out now.
Sending the blitz.
It was a good job on that 1st and 10 by Devin White, just to kind of muddy up the middle and stop that run. Okay,
he sent the blitz.
Oh, okay, I like that. Yeah, nice. Does the job. Can't be mad at that. It's interesting that they're sending Barn. I can't say it in an English accent, but Zach Bourne, I'd say like sending him on a blitz already, alongside Nolan Smith, kind of crashing that left edge. I think that's something to watch. Like you can stack up a linebacker on the outside.
If you said Bourne, would that be Bond with your language?
Like, see, but you would
Carter
say
reflected it too. Nice.
See, for me, like Bourne would be like Kendrick Bourne, right?
Okay, but you're saying it right.
But it just sounds.
You should just believe that his name is Zach Bourne.
Oh, there we go.
We'll say Zach Bourne.
I'll have to just ride with Bourne. I just feel sick in my mouth every time I go Bourne, and then I read Bound, and I just can't wrap my head around it. But yeah, I like that from Quignon.
Yeah, nice little jam there.
Yeah, no, very nice.
Good use of hands.
Perlium, bad. Kenny G, good, bad. Someone just pulled up outside my flat.
Go for it.
Interesting.
Cowards.
Baltimore's got to preserve their ridiculous preseason record.
Well, this is it.
That's true. They're fighting for history, like Jalen Hurts made this past week.
It's like the show Whose Line Is Anyway, where the points don't matter.
Well, I'd say it's a solid first drive. I mean, it was a wobbly start, and then they settled quite nice after that.
Good recovery.
Yeah, I agree. Sure. I think that they looked good. They kind of figured out their assignments, and that was a nice play there by Mitchell.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Quignon, I think especially after that first one where I genuinely can't tell if that was his fault or not. Like, I need to watch it a few times if I can get the tape on it somehow. But yeah, I think to me that looks schematic, like something just wasn't quite right with that. But outside of that, I'd say, I mean, like the defensive line looked pretty solid there. They showed some experimental blitzes, and I think that where we saw Zach Bourne used there is where you're going to see Bryce Huff into action. That's your Bryce Huff, that's your Jalix Hunt, that's your quicker off-ball linebackers that have the explosiveness to rush the passer. Just get them off that edge alongside an actual edge rusher like Nolan Smith, who can just sort of swallow up the tackle. If you can get a tight end matched on a Nolan Smith or a Bryce Huff or a Zach Bourne or a Jalix Hunt, that's going to be menacing. And I think that's what they've got to really try and exploit under Fangio, is just getting those guys into like winnable matchups, especially with only 3 guys at the front, like most of the time in a general formation.
ESP said that was a bad series for Huff and Nolan Smith, for what that's worth.
I mean, I thought Nolan Smith was all right. I didn't really. there was more to pick at than that, I think. Yeah. But But then again, he's probably got, hasn't really got anything to do now. Jalen Hurts isn't playing and he can't track stats. So it's you win some, you lose some. We're Eagles fans are asking, we're Eagles fans, so ask us to be chill and reasonable is slim, but this is week 1. ESP sucks, stop following him. I think he's misunderstood. He's just a little bit chaotic. He's a lovely man, really. I've spoken to him a few times. He's just a little bit chaotic, I think. And there are some things you can't defend. And there are some takes that you wonder what he's talking about and things that don't go, unaccounted for. But at the same time, he's got a job to do, just like all of us. He just goes about it his way that's worked for him for so long. And until that stops working, he's not going to change, unfortunately. But you've got us. You've got us. Sorry,
I wasn't listening. We're talking about Eskin?
No, ESP. It's bad when
okay. Because Eskin should change. He should change.
Yeah. They show that replay. Mitchell almost intercepted that. He made it.
I know. Yeah,
than I thought it was originally.
On replay, that was pretty close.
Yeah, I know you are, Win. I think I was very much the same, and then I spoke to him and realized the biggest thing he ever said to me was, "Oh, is there anything what advice would you give to your former self?" And he was, "I'll just work harder at writing." He's like, "Everyone around me is so much better at it," and he's like, "All I can do is generate." It's something along the lines of, "I can generate engagement, but my writing isn't what I want it to be." And I thought that was quite humbling of him to kind of go, "Look, I'm aware that I'm not the sharpest writer in the world, so I have to lean on what I do on social media," and it kind of opened my eyes to why he is that way. But alas, we've got a game to cover. And Dallas, is that Dallas got it? It's not Dallas got it. I thought he had a beard then for a minute, like a big one, but it wasn't him. I think that might have been, no, Pickett's back. I thought it might have been Will Greer, but let's have a look. Who have we got? Game one. Starters back in again? I say starters, but you know what I mean.
Hey, Gainwell getting chunks.
Little Jack Stoll block there. That's nice. Jalen's practicing his flossing on the bench. Look, he's got model shoots to prepare for now. All right, he's a big franchise player off the field. He's got to look good. I don't blame him. Oh, we got Steen in the game. Okay, I don't think he was in the first drive. Oh, they got
No,
Kinnard's
was.
So Kinnard's at tackle. Steen will be at guard. I'm hoping Brett isn't at center again because that was a mess, but it looks like it.
Yo.
Oh, hello, Covey.
Britton Covey, wide receiver 3 might be a thing.
Yeah, he just took a nasty hit there, though. Like he kind of got chokes out.
He'll be fine. He'll adapt. He'll be fine.
He'll get used to that.
I love that he came out and said he watched a lot of tape on Cole Beasley when he was playing with Kellen Moore. Because, I mean, I think he legitimately could be a Cole Beasley 2.0 with his skill set.
Yeah, I don't even think that's an outlandish take. I think that's very fair. The thing is, I don't think people are. It's great that he's breaking out and everyone's hyped about it, but giving him his flowers to the point of go from where he was last year, was just a returner that didn't make any noise at training camp, to now being in a position where he's constantly forcing himself into the situation and now getting starting reps in a preseason game essentially is huge. And we got Will Shipley in the game now. So the Will Shipley truthers can have their moment in the sun. We'll see what he can do. Gainwell's look good. There's something to follow with that. And Quez runs into blockers there. Yeah. So does Aeneas Smith probably, or just spin around on the spot 3 times. But
I'll take a first down. It's not bad.
I'm interested to see if we're going to see any under center action. I know obviously that's not what the Eagles have done in the past, but Kellen Moore had said that, we could possibly see it. Maybe they keep it pretty vanilla here in game one, but so far so good with the running game. Kenny Gainwell's had some nice gains, and that's a nice first carry there for Shipley.
Shipley just does look natural between the tackles, and I don't mean that as a detriment to anyone else, but in comparison to Kenny Gainwell, who looks a little bit more ball in the chest, arm out, do a bit of this, I think that Shipley just looks he's happy to get low. Like even that first carry, just head straight low down, happy to embrace the contact and shield the ball. And you can just see the difference in, I guess, the types of running backs they are. And for a guy that's going to be changing the pace a little bit, maybe coming in relief of Saquon Barkley, just want an extra couple yards, like that's what you need. You just don't want to turn that ball over when Saquon's off the field. And it's not a big thing, but it can be a massive negative if it's not there. So Kenny Gainwell himself has had a couple issues with drops and fumbles and stuff, but it was a nice catch. John Ross on the board against Nate Wiggins.
By John Ross.
That's a pretty strong throw there, too, by Pickett going far side on an out route, it looked like. That's not an easy throw.
And he's just snuck that in there, too.
Yeah, simple out route to
Wiggins
the stick.
Was coming again. He's playing well. I won't be someone that hates on someone if they're playing well. I'll hold my hands up and say I'm wrong. And Nate Wiggins I reckon he's seen the tweets. He watched the draft. That didn't sound good. Oh. See,
no, sorry. I make excited noises when I watch Will Shipley play.
Dude, I don't blame you.
It gets the blood pumping. So I mentioned on Twitter, like I think it was like a week or two ago, I'm looking for a college football team to, officially adopt myself to this season. And one of the teams that was mentioned was Clemson. And I did have a lot of fun watching Clemson last season, watching Will Shipley. So it is something that's
and Nate Wiggins, and you've got Nate Wiggins
and Nate Wiggins and Trot. It was a good year for me to watch guys at Clemson.
I'll tell you what, I know it's hard to give rookies like pro comparisons and stuff, but there's a little bit of Jordan Howard, I think, in Shipley's game, and just the way he keeps the legs constantly moving. Like even after contact, will just push through, doesn't just go down easy. There is a fight and a drive to just get as low as possible and churn out that extra like couple of inches. If they run it on 3rd and 2, I want to see that. Like, let's see how hard they can run him. Because again, it doesn't matter if you get the down or not. Just give him a run. See what he's got in the tank. Can he run through something where they're anticipating a run? Go on, Will.
There you go.
Oh, that's it. That's all we need to see. This has been very good.
Will Shipley, the new brotherly shove like that. Just run it up to him up the gut. Every single time. We won't even need to damage Jalen Hurts' knees anymore.
No, not at all. That was really
this
good.
guy he's going to get you 2 yards. That's crazy.
He just runs tough.
Yeah.
Head down, just keeps his legs churning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Falls forward, everything you want.
That's mission tick now. I've seen enough from Shipley. We can give it to whoever now for the next 20 minutes. That's like, I've seen everything I could possibly want out of him for this game. Like, I'd love to see more, don't get me wrong, but I think just from
It's a good catch by Capitera.
I think that's important as well. The tight end 2 spot goes overlooked like every single year, but they haven't had a viable backup since Zach Ertz left for Dallas Goedert. Like they haven't figured it out, whether it's Tyree Jackson, whether it's Jack Stoll. They just haven't got a guy like Richard Rodgers, kind of. They need someone. And Calcaterra now has had a year in that offense. He's got a bit of a rapport with Jalen Hurts from Oklahoma. You're hoping he can take a step, and it's looking good. Every time I see his name, though, have you seen the TikTok of like the guy that's like playing Fortnite, just trying to like rage bait everyone? And he just keeps saying they need like calculators. I'll call it Calc for short. I just keep calling him Calc. Calcaterra, I call him Calc for short. In case you didn't know that, Calc short for Calcaterra, guys. In case you really didn't know.
I love the backstory part of that.
None of it's relevant.
Does not speak to me at all, and it makes that month between my age and yours feels like an eternity now.
It's a big month.
The O-line in rhythm. I mean, they look good. Just basically manhandling the Ravens D-line on these run plays.
Okay. All right. That's another good throw. Another good collection by Ross, too.
Yeah, I think Johnny Wilson got really open on that route as well. I think he was matched up with Wiggins. I'm not just putting that out. I just saw the number, but I thought he had a nice little he had a nice little cut. We get a replay of it. I don't think it's going to show it, but
Yep. He had both options
really
there.
nice break. Really nice break.
I like these plays. You're hitting him with the run and then just a quick snap, quick release for Pickett, get the ball out, quick hitters over the middle. It's tough to defend.
Yeah, absolutely. As we go, we're looking at maybe our first Eagles touchdown of 2024. I don't know how many likes we're on, but our target is to get more likes on this video than Eagles have points in the game. So we might be going down. So we can get up to 10, keep that 3-point advantage going. That would be lovely. I don't know where we're at the minute. I'll have to have a little look. But that's the mission, team. So if you are watching this, if you're on Twitter, if you could head to our YouTube page and give us a little like, that would be tremendous. We're on 11, so we're over a field goal. So that's good. We've got a bit of leverage there. Nice. Next stop's 14, but let's let them get 7 first. Who's getting the touchdown? That's the question. Is Shipley back in? Shipley is back in. They're feeling it. See, another, what's that, 2-3 yards there? Just easy. I mean, I wouldn't maybe run it 1st and 10 from the goal line. It's going to set up, like 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, but yeah, the O-lines look really good. I think the one thing Shipley's done well on every play he's had is just the discipline to pick a lane and stick to it. Like, he's not hesitating. He's not going to get stuck behind a blocker. He's not going to go and do too much and have that Miles Sanders syndrome. Like, he's just going to pick one, dive there, and it's working well for him.
Yeah, it seems like he's pretty decisive. Like you said, he sees the gap, he hits it, showing some patience. And, I mean, for not being that big, he's a little bit of a bowling ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucas and Duck are both in, which is great to see. Welcome to the chat, boys. Hope you're enjoying tonight's preseason affair. Ron asks if it's the Baltimore starting defense. I'd assume there are pieces. It'll be sort of like the Eagles, where there's like a few, but they're not going to have the big guns out. We're at 14 likes now, so we've got a 2-touchdown lead over the Eagles. All right, that's our mission. We need to beat the Eagles, and they might be clawing back 7 here. So get ready to send this to 21 with haste. I need fingers at the ready.
The thing I'll say about Baltimore's defense is that Nate Wiggins is seemingly taking who they believe is the top assignment, and he is not a starting corner for them at this point in time. So at most, it's a little bit of a mix, but it doesn't look like they have the starters out there.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Baltimore secondary in itself is still in a little bit of a state of flux anyway, isn't it? So, I mean, like seeing Wiggins in the nickel for a bit, was it kind of in the same way, I guess, that they're going to do with Quinion? It's just see, can they get him on the field? Where are they going to get him on the field?
Yeah, they have some interesting young talent, behind Marlon Humphrey specifically, talking about guys like TJ Tampa they drafted also. They did take a flyer on Trayvon Mullen. So, another Clemson guy. We'll see what, Baltimore's secondary looks like, but it's the stars at the top that are, going to dictate how that goes. The Marlon Humphreys, the Kyle Hamilton, Marcus Williams, all that.
100%. I just keep having to refresh my mobile data because I've realized if I stream the game watch the game legally over that, then I don't have to worry about the Wi-Fi, but it is draining it at the speed of sound. And Chris says the run game seemed to help Pickett settle in. I'd say that's fair. I think that's a very fair assessment. He's definitely looked a lot better after that early whimsical drive. He needed it. He needed a couple big throws. If he can get a touchdown pass here, that'll be huge. I think that'll do his confidence a lot of good.
So that's one thing.
Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, I was going to say that's one thing with Pickett, just in Pittsburgh. The offensive line was in flux for them last year. On top of that, the running game didn't really get going at any point. So to have a bit more of a stable running presence, and I get it, this isn't the Eagles' true starting line, but they've played well so far in this game. A couple exceptions notwithstanding, but that combination of allowing Pickett to have that time in the pocket, but also establishing that run game, I definitely think that's contributed to him looking a little bit better. Ooh, and the bootleg. Okay.
I'm still a little bit behind.
Oh,
nice.
I'm sorry, man. I'm so happy
Yeah.
that I got to enjoy that.
Oh, nice. Oh, Shipley touchdown as well. There we
Oh,
go.
you love it. You love
And an
all of it.
Eagle celebration. Yeah. Give him a lifetime contract. He's in. Love that.
Yeah, that'll do, guys. That will play.
Yeah.
A nice little bootleg here to the right side from Pickett, and Shipley just kind of hides behind the O-line, and then nobody picks him up until it's too late. That's a well-designed play.
I love that they just didn't overthink the play call there. I feel like in past years, specifically last season, you just don't think to go to the bootleg in that situation, and it worked to a T. And I think, not great. I think that's something that we should hopefully see more of during the season, especially when you got a guy like Saquon in the backfield. But it's something that I would love to see Philadelphia utilize more in the red zone. Is that little bootleg there right out to the running back.
And he caught the
Ron
ball.
Looks like he agrees.
I just like the Eagle celebration. That's done it for me. Love that. But I think that, again, it's everything you could want for Will Shipley there in that drive. I know we said it the whole time, but I think the big thing, even on a rollout to catch the ball, like you see some running backs there that can't really, especially on a rollout, like adjust to the right side properly. Like if you're right-handed and you've got a switch and you're technically catching with the left's more dominant, like it's tricky. And I think he's done it quite well. So it was versatile coming out of Clemson. He was a dual threat to some extent. I'm excited. I think that's a really good pickup so far. I know it's very, very early days, but you can't ask for more promising signs than that. And I'd rather be talking about promising signs than terrifying signs,
I agree. I think that was probably the best that you can hope for if you're Will Shipley. I mean, you're fighting with Kenny Gainwell for that backup running back position behind Saquon. I'm sure they're going to mix in Shipley regardless as a change of speed back, maybe catch some passes out of the backfield. But that was impressive. He dominated that whole drive. That was him and the offensive line. That was really good to see.
I think another little thing to touch on as well, while it's not as prominent, obviously the way the touchdown was scored, being a little play action rollout, huge for Jalen Hurts. Like if you can imagine, if Kenny Pickett can make that look good, when you've got Saquon and you have to defend the run, and you've got Hurts and you have to defend the run, and you got a quarterback that can roll out, it opens up so much, and you just need someone that can actually unlock it. And it's only preseason. McKellen Moore at least has shown intent to do that, which I don't think Brian Johnson ever did. And that is far more valuable than probably a lot of things we'll see tonight. It's just knowing that you've got a commitment there to try things to get players into space. And if they can make, as I said, Kenny Pickett and Will Shipley look good, imagine what that's going to look like with Hurts and Barkley when you've got receivers that can cause chaos, a running back that's dominant downhill. It's going to be hopefully an exciting year for the offense if that sort of trend continues.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a textbook play that can really help Jalen out. Move him out of the pocket and bait the defense with the run. Imagine Barkley getting going on that. I see Win Sports saying, can't wait to see Saquon behind this line. Yeah, you get a runner like Barkley gouging the defense for maybe even more yardage, chunk here, chunk there, and then all of a sudden, boom, you hit them with that bootleg rollout, and the defense is committed to the run. The linebackers' eyes are looking in the backfield, and all of a sudden you've got somebody wide open like that.
Exactly. I've got the new. Oh my god! Hello. Well, that's why the new kickoff rule's a bit fun. That was. Did they fumble? Oh my god, they did, didn't they? Oh, they're wrestling for it. I don't know if they forced that out. Was that born on there?
Looked like the ground caused the fumble.
Yeah, he's down. His arm's on the grass. Still fighting for it.
Bradbury out there playing safety still.
So just an update on our like situation as well. We are now on 16, so we do have a little bit of leverage over the Eagles in the preseason score that matters here. Nice. Who made that stop then? Try and look at. Was that Milwin? No. It's Booker.
That's disgusting.
Oh, no.
Little tempo here for the first time.
I'll let you guys watch that. I think I'm ahead again.
Yeah, they're about to snap a 2nd and 5 for me. Nope. End of the
Trying
quarter.
to draw offsides at the end of the first quarter of a preseason game is just it's nasty work. It's terrible.
Sickos. I'm telling you, Baltimore are sickos. Win, don't you ever apologize for that in your life, Sunshine. We love the energy. It's why we're here. If we didn't have comments to respond to, our lives then get, a bit more difficult. So you keep bringing us the energy.
More comments.
Yeah, only more. I want 1 per 10 seconds. These are rookie numbers, Win. You got more in you than that. This is disgraceful from you. I know you're capable of more.
Also, shout out Doc Rusty's in the chat. What's up, man? Good to have you here.
Yeah, we got about 350 viewers on X right now, looks like.
Yeah, if you are watching on X, if you can come over to our YouTube channel, you can actually comment in the stream with everyone else and join the conversation and, give us your takes about what you're seeing on the field and have some fun with us. So, yeah, feel free to pop over. Philly Sports Network is the YouTube channel. And yeah, I'll have a nice cup of tea waiting for you. You can come hang out and watch the game with us. But so far, so good. As far as preseason play goes, there isn't too much to be worried about. And the one thing we were, which was Kenny Pickett, is very much changed in the course of that last drive. So we'll see how the defense holds up over the next, drive or two. But it's going to be the third and the fourth quarter, I think, is where you're looking for those breakout players, like the guys a bit deeper down the roster, especially in the secondary where we don't really know what we've got around the corner at safety, for instance. So it's going to be fun to make sure you lock in with us and keep your Howie Roseman binoculars out, and we'll see if we can spot some breakouts.
So I'm just scrolling through X, just probably because I'm addicted, but it looks like a pretty prominent Steelers fan, Alex Kozora, just tweeted, okay, that's enough of Quez Watkins on punts, 1 bad fair catch and 1 muff punt. Time to pull the plug.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, I'm shocked. That is terrifying. I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. It was over for Quez as soon as he came out of a plane to a game wearing a T-shirt with his own name and face on it. That was the turning point. It all went downhill from then, and understandably so. Like that, wear a teammates, wear a Jalen Hurts one, sure. But, I mean, to wear yourself, your own merch that you've made yourself, likely, is bizarre. And I think it all gone a little bit west after that. So I'm that weird rare greed is massively into sports, but also animes, card games like Magic the Gathering, comic movies. So for the most part, I have limited sports friends. We're your sports friends. Yeah, you're in a safe circle with us. You get all those comments out, Sunshine. I need to discover anime. So that's a big catch.
I am willing to also be your anime friend. We have and comics too. So and movies. So we got a lot going on there.
He was in coverage on that one. That's a big receiver as well. Tried to get the ball out.
My Hero Academia coming to an end. Manga just ended. Anime shortly behind it. Oh, okay. Ooh.
Is that Rodgers in coverage, I think, on that play? The big gain?
I think so. That's a nice little hit there.
That's a good stop there.
Jaylen Hunt as well on the stop, like that. Hang on. Oops. There we go. Do we get a replay of that, or are they just going to show Jaylen Hunt walking around for the next 5 minutes? No, they're showing him walking around for the next 5 minutes. Okay, never mind. I was hoping to get a closer look and see what click and close was like on it, but beggars can't be choosers in preseason, I suppose. Oh, offside. Look at them smiling, look. Oh, they love it. Do it in the playoffs when it matters and don't bottle being the best team in the AFC, and then you can smile. But until then, don't start strutting your stuff now.
Be interested to see if they bend but don't break here for a second straight drive. Both times the Ravens have been able to get into the Eagles' territory relatively easy.
Oh, that was nice.
Did you catch
a little bit of Keely Ringo coverage there? I think Wallace was appealing for a PI, but I think he just fell over. So unless he's appealing for that against the turf, I don't really know what the raging's all about. But that was good coverage by Ringo. I like that.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. That was just a ridiculous catch.
Pro wrestling pretty much is anime. Like I said, both my brothers are obsessed with it. Like they've got like Hunter, is it Hunter x Hunter? They've got like tattoos and loads of statues and merch and stuff. And like our happy middle ground is like Japanese wrestling, and we've settled on that. And that's kind of it's just like
Sumo. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What Japanese wrestling is in just like New Japan. So you know, like WWE, there's like a promotion in Japan where it's all all the storylines are a bit more anime-ish, and you can't obviously understand what's being said, but the commentary's brilliant and it's a bit stiff.
Is it in Japanese? Is that why you can't understand it? Or? Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
But yeah, they get like full-on elbows and it's all very stiff and it's great. But that's a conversation for another day. That was a great little Quinn and Mitch won a blitz there.
Yeah, a little corner blitz.
Yeah. I was actually not happy with that.
I don't hate it.
I'll tell you, what's happened there is Zach's a play ahead and something is going on.
That's exactly.
Guessing a touchdown.
Oh, I didn't say that. I said, well, that was fine. It was just a little first and goal run. How far ahead are you?
I know. I'm just going to pause for a couple seconds.
Okay. That's not good. He's in like the third quarter, and we're just...
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was talking about anime, and then I checked in, and that there was first and goal. So
I see. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I missed that entire drive up until that point.
I mean, run defense has been
the
only suspect bit, but I say that until it's going to happen now, isn't it? Oh,
am I caught back with you guys yet, or am I still ahead?
Oh, big play. Big play, Ringo. Put that away.
That's nice. That's nice by Ringo right there.
That's two really good reps he's had now against Wallace. Is that Wallace still? I don't think it is. No, that's huge. Yeah, no, I like Ringo. I was a little bit gutted. It was the only downside to bringing in Quinion was that you knew it's going to impact Keely Ringo a bit, and his potential for a starting role is kind of gone now. But I mean, I don't know. He's looking good.
I mean, I think that's more Isaiah Rodgers than anything. Like, I don't know about Ringo in the slot, and I don't think that he would have been enough to push Rodgers out from the outside, or rather in from the outside back to the slot. So, for me, he's still potential outside QB of the future alongside Mitchell.
Sooner Darius Slay's gone, the better. But again, that's a discussion for another day that we will not.
Bro, I am imploring you to chill for 5 minutes because I tell you this, like, he's not Joel Embiid, but I tell you this, like I tell people who say trade Joel Embiid, you will miss him when he is gone. That I promise you.
But will we with Keely and Quinion and Isaiah?
I mean, again, they're still young, and Isaiah hasn't played football. Like, I love Isaiah, and I hope he plays phenomenally, and he's a lockdown corner, and we sign him to a lifetime contract. He's not played football in a long, long time. So I think we have to kind of temper expectations on Isaiah Rodgers for 5 minutes.
He's also not a knobhead, and he's got that going for him. So,
but Darius Slay was one of the best defensive players on. I get it, a bad Eagles team last year, but one of the best defensive players on the team. So
yeah,
maybe we don't run this guy out of town quite yet. That's all I'm saying.
No, yeah, I mean, he can have one more year. That's fine. I can pass.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but I just sent the link to the Quez Watkins. Nope. Never mind. It wouldn't let me go, but I just saw the video of the muff punt by Quez. Not good.
Oh, filthy work. I saw it. Yeah, disgusting.
Yeah, he lost it, then backpedaled, and then spun around to try and catch it, and he was done.
Love that. That has brought me so much happiness. See, it should have been John Hightower in that spot all along.
John Hightower is the other jersey giveaway that we're doing. So it's gonna be either Sammy Sleeves, John Hightower, or whoever the third option was. I don't even remember who it was. Who was that other crappy quarterback you said?
Quarterback. Clayton
Wasn't it?
Dawson. Clayton Dawson?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. I don't understand why you're confused.
Well, you said crappy. That was the issue. You said crappy and not, one of the
Not
best
shitty. Got it.
I've
Okay.
ever seen.
I
do
mean,
have a weird
preseason game, I know, and they kicked the field goal, but again, kind of bend but don't break on the defense on that drive.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have seen the Ravens go for it on 4th down and see if they could come up with a stop there on the goal line, but
No,
I'll
they're
take
sweating
that.
too much. They're sweating it. It's annoying. They're like camping on search and destroy, just in a corner with a claymore in front of them, with a riot shield, just sat there. You can't do much about that.
They're just button mashing Justin Tucker every single time. That's all they're doing.
He's looking good. Fantasy.
Yeah. Has anyone got any DFS lineups in? That's the question. Has anyone been a real sicko and registered? So my money's on Zach.
Sorry,
No, I didn't
when
do
you
it.
said
I don't do
DFS.
Have you
My
got
NBA
any?
brain was.
Oh, okay. Did you get any? I'll say Eagles, Ravens, like DraftKings lineups in.
Oh no! I'll be honest. I've actually what the hell is going on with this kickoff? Have stayed away from that in recent years as well. Kind of got my laptop and moved out of there after losing a bit more. But when you said DFS, my NBA brain straight went to Dorian Finney-Smith. And I'm like, what about Dorian Finney-Smith? Who got him? Who got Dorian Finney-Smith? And that's basically how I'm going to be between now and the trade deadline. But
talking about that, actually, so obviously for those that don't know, we've got a PSN fantasy league with all of our writers. I think we should stream the draft.
Oh, okay.
I think that'd be
that's
fun.
An idea.
Whether anyone would care, I don't know, but it's a nice little hour.
Tim will be there, so just keep that in mind.
What by we stream the draft? I mean me, you, Brian, Corey.
There we go. Yeah, no, that works. That works. Yeah, we can do that for sure. No, I think that'd be a good time. Definitely, I'm looking forward to this year. After selling away my entire future in PSN's fantasy league last year, we have a keeper league. We got locked out of our league, and so we had to transition to a completely new format.
Oh wow!
And so I had no consequences. So I mortgaged my future. I won the championship, and I have no repercussions.
You get a fresh start.
I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. I'll be honest.
See, I just joined the Dynasty Baseball League this year, and it was the first time, and it's
involved.
Yeah, and we had like minor leaguers, like we got like 10 guys in the minors. You can only have so many guys on your roster. It's pretty in depth, and I inherited a pretty bad team last year, so I traded Mike Trout just to kind of put it in perspective of like where my team was.
You were able to trade Mike Trout? Good for you, man.
Oh yeah,
and he's on my team. I had to cut him. I don't even know if I can. Did I cut him?
I traded Clayton Kershaw, and I got Jackson Chourio from the Brewers and a couple other guys. So young.
Who was making these deals with you?
Huh?
Who was making these deals with you?
Guys that were in the playoff hunt looking to win the championship. There's some guys that haven't won it, and they've been in the league for 12 years.
What year did you trade away Mike Trout and Clayton Kershaw?
Last year. I traded Kershaw at the trade deadline. I got Chourio. I'd have to not to go on too much of a tangent from the Eagles and football, but let me.
Oh, tush push.
Yeah.
Oh, they got it.
Oh, nice.
Come on, pick it. Oh, they got it.
Well, we found our automatic sub for the tush push this season. So just put Kenny Pickett in there every time instead of Jalen Hurts.
All right, let's see. So my old laptop is
love that. You never know what to expect with PSN. Teddy. I'm just his name's Teddy, then Teddy backwards. I like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
We're well.
I traded away Andres Jimenez, Clayton Kershaw, and David Bednar, and a minor leaguer from the Red Sox. And I got James Outman, Jackson Chourio, Colton Cowser, and 2 draft picks.
Okay, yeah, that's for sure a future move, but that's a good move.
Yeah,
Cowser's for sure a good move.
Sorry to cut in. Like Kenny Pickett there on a little scramble, slid down, avoided contact, picked up a few yards, and then it was holding.
Yeah.
Which is preseason in a nutshell, isn't it? Really.
Now back to our Dynasty Fantasy Baseball podcast that we're doing.
It was Tyler Steele on the hold as well, which isn't great given the position he's competing for at the minute.
I mean, I don't know that Pickett's getting that run
penalty, right?
without that hold.
That was just their second penalty of the game.
Yeah, one was on.
I think so. Yeah,
Johnson, one was on Steen. Which
like
isn't
that.
good,
I don't
considering
like
it's right tackle and guard where we're looking. Little screen pass there.
That's not bad, all things considered. Oh my gosh! Put him down.
Toffel's dragging. Why have they? Why have they picked this over up like that?
Just everybody picked up CJ Uzama at once. It's ridiculous. What are we doing?
Tremendous. That is absolutely brilliant. Just lifting it off the ground with four of them. Oh, BJ's back a screen. Like, all I'm saying is I saw AC/DC live earlier this year, and that Brian Johnson was a better offensive coordinator than the Brian Johnson we had in the Eagles. And he's like 85, and he can't really shout anymore. You know, there's levels to this.
He dresses like a child, doesn't he? Like
that's a guitarist. That's Angus Young, that one.
Is that not the whole band? I don't know. I've always imagined it's just the whole band.
No, it's only one. Only one. But it's weird now.
That's even weirder somehow, actually. Yeah. But it's just the one guy that chooses to do that.
But I had like a VHS tape of like a live gig when I was a kid, and it looked amazing. Like, whoa, he's just there like rocking out. And then he's like 65, and you see him doing it, and he's got like grey wispy hair coming down, and he's all frail, and you're like, it's just not the same. It's like he has a little sort of.
That's how it was for me watching Yes. I've been to a few Yes concerts, and it's been much the same way. Well, I mean, now like 75% of them are dead, so I guess that's not really happening. They're still touring though. What's left of them?
Yeah, AC/DC, like they lost a couple, and talking of losing a couple, 3rd and 17, get them back. There we go. I like that. John Ross with another catch there.
What's the field position? Are we going for this or what? No, they're not going for it.
I think they're on their side of the 50.
Well, our matchup is still in. Us v the Eagles is still very much in play. I'm gonna update it. Can I do that? Update a ticker?
Doc, I'll take this one because he cannot throw very far.
Can someone tell me how many YouTube likes we've got to say? Because like my iPad's definitely not being used for something. Is it 14?
18.
18. Oh, we're winning now. 3 score game, boys. Well in. Great effort from all of you. There we go. The preseason score that everyone cares about is now scrolling across the bottom, so we can keep a live update on this as time goes on. Nick Sirianni will never hear the end of this.
What do you guys think of? Well, I know Liam, you can't really go to games here at South Philly, but Zach, I don't know if you're a big tailgater or going to the games, but the home schedule kind of sucks for that. It is not a good home schedule for tailgaters out there, and I'm a big tailgater, so I'm not too thrilled.
I haven't been historically, mostly just because Sunday mornings for me, typically not that availability. But with this schedule, I don't know. I might actually be out there more than I have been in past years. So it just with my new work schedule, it might actually work out better for me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's not. I don't think it's as ideal as it's been in past years for a lot of people out there, though. That's for sure.
Letitia says, what's the website we can watch the game for free? We can't comment on that in case I get the FBI knocking at my door, I'm afraid. Reddit is your friend. That's all I can go with, really. So just enjoy Reddit, I suppose. Oh, look at our lovely faces covering.
But not too much, because you will go down the wrong rabbit trail.
Yeah, don't go down that one. Reddit's a funny old place. It's oh, my stream keeps bugging out anyway. You don't want my stream decision. Mine's bugging out every 2 minutes. I have to keep closing a billion different Fiverr tabs. But But apparently, I could interview Jalen Hurts or it's Kids Club. Can't interview Jalen Hurts. Although I still look like I'm 15, so I might be able to.
Just gonna sneak in among the children to interview Jalen Hurts.
6'3", he just stood there.
Just walk in like you're on your kneecaps. You seen that video going around about the guy who dresses like a wizard, just like walks around on his knees? Just do that.
They got to fix the sound with those pressers at the complex. I mean, it is unbearable at times.
Not what we came for, Doug. I will say though, Liam Beardwatch is this is a third day this week. It's picking back up. All right, I said on Monday Liam's Beardwatch would be a thing,
and that the term is it's picking up.
It's picking up. Business is booming on the Liam Beard stock. Don't you worry about that. There you go, Letitia. Whatever you do not go to Stream East. That is not what I am using. It is not what Isaac is probably using. Do not go on that website. Or .gg. It is not Stream East with GG at the end of it. Do not, whatever you do, click that.
And it's definitely not my parents' YouTube TV either. So,
Rhymes with beam, but as an STR, and rhymes with beast, but it's a letters in that word. I love how we're all in the same boat.
But I can't give you any more than that.
we can't be any more transparent.
Not River West, but figure it out.
No, the opposite one.
Who got in on that?
Mine's gone again.
Yeah, I missed a replay. I was laughing at that comment. Is it Roger? Was it Rogers on another blitz?
I'm so far back. Right, what time are you guys at? Because mine's showing 5 minutes 12 left in the second. And
yeah, I'm at 5:09 and counting.
Okay, all right. So what happened was I bugged out during an interview. I come back in and the interview's back again. So I just thought it was replaying that. But
damn,
4:45. Our Ducks in the future. Oh god.
I am also at 4:45 Duck. So welcome to the present.
Welcome to the present. Oh, that was a really
not
bad
even though, because I'm purposely behind so that it's not egregious, but
I got to stop here on 3rd and 1.
Come on. Liam, I think you're just dragging. No, I'm rushing. I'm not dragging. Hey, little reference.
Yeah,
there.
that was a famous movie once. Yeah,
that was good. I watched that movie. So that's
good.
It's one of the three.
What was that? 10 years? 10 years ago now. That was.
Are they challenging that?
Oh, it's a good challenge.
Yeah,
it's a heck of an effort to catch that ball.
Okay, so I was joking, just trying to be a little bit of a cheeky dick. It's actually been 10 years, and I'm a little bit depressed now. It's been that long since Flash came out.
It makes you feel any better. Like, I don't watch many movies at all, but I watched Black Swan for the first time the other day. The one with Natalie Portman in. I think that was God knows how old, but I didn't get that film, and I just came away from it feeling a bit empty inside, really. So don't watch that.
I just watched the two Deadpools back to back. I don't know why. I just was kind of in the mood to watch it. I'm not a big movie guy. I'm more like a TV show guy. Like I'm obsessed with The Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire, Breaking Bad. Like give me a good show. Peaky Blinders, loved it. Like that's where I'm at.
See, I'm
just saw Deadpool 3, so I am.
I heard Deadpool 3 was awesome. I got it. The problem is
it was what it was supposed to be. If you don't like Ryan Reynolds and you don't like Deadpool, you're not going to like it. That's half the people complaining on Twitter. But yeah, no, it's exactly what it should have been.
Yeah, Doug, I got to watch The Wire. That's a show that's on my list.
I've just started watching House of the Dragon this past week. Like I was a big Game of Thrones guy, but I did the same thing I did with Lord of the Rings, where it was like my favorite film growing up, like trilogy. Then The Hobbit came out, and I still haven't watched them because I love Lord of the Rings too much. I don't want it being damaged by something else.
It will be damaged by The Hobbit. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, so I've evaded that. But House of the Dragon so far has been very, very good.
Yeah, it's been fine. It's not as good as Game of Thrones.
No,
kind of hard to redo that, but no, it's been pretty good. season finale, season 2, kind of like a setup movie as opposed to a true season finale. But
Yeah, my
no,
friend said that.
I'm having a good time.
So I'm only in season 1, so I'm only like 5 episodes in, I think. But so far, so good. Can't complain.
I spent the majority of Game of Thrones. My wife and I had like not quite opposite work schedules, but pretty different work schedules. So I'd come home from work in the afternoon, flip on some Game of Thrones. Had a tin cup. I'd fill it up with wine. Turned out 2 of those tin cups is a bottle of wine. Didn't realize that about 4 or 5 tin cups of wine later, I'd be done a couple episodes of Game of Thrones, and it was a good time. It was a very good viewing. I would recommend it if you're going to watch Game of Thrones. If you haven't yet, I would recommend that as your way to watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, probably just makes it a bit easier to digest, to be honest. Ted Lasso, yeah, I like Lasso. Lasso was very good. I got your reference in. Enjoyed that.
I don't think I've ever watched a show where I was just cheesing almost every episode.
Yeah.
Like I'm just smiling from ear to ear watching Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I love it. Obviously, me and my girlfriend, we went to London like last year. We went to Richmond and we actually went to the pub that they filmed it in, and we got like a full dinner there and stuff. It was so you got to see the little phone booth and the bench by it and all these little spots from the show, and you saw Ted's flat, and it's really cool. Like, yeah, I'd reckon if you ever go to London, like just head there for like a couple hours and just like it's all Ted Lassoed up, like the little alleyway they film everything in. They sell loads of merchandise in there and stuff. It's pretty wholesome. It's lovely.
Yeah. I love Ted Lasso. It was a good one. Last season was, but overall it was a good experience. Overall, it was a good experience. 3rd and 2. So they confirmed the catch and they just moved that's interesting.
He moved it back a yard.
No,
Yeah, it was
wide
supposed to
open
be
in the
3rd
flat.
and 1.
Oh, okay, Trot. I see you.
I'm so behind.
Is that Trotter?
Oh, nice.
Yes, sir.
Big. I mean, I've been impressed with Troy. From what I've heard from camp, like the fact that he's turned up the speed, I guess, the last few times. Like, I can't remember who said it, but there was a really glowing report saying that, like, yeah, he lacks like some of the athleticism, but his instincts are amazing. And I think that was what I thought was half the issue at college, was that the instincts weren't quite there and the athleticism, like he'd hit really hard, but he'd just be like a little bit slow. So if they're able to get him up to speed, then
go.
Okay, Covey.
Oh, hello.
That's a nice return there.
Oh, he's so got a spot in that starting like quartet of receivers.
He's so hot right now. Zoolander is also a movie. Bro, he's right next to Wilson. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
That picture is going to make rounds across the internet for sure.
Wow. Oh my god.
1, 2, 3. 3 missed tackles. 4. Yeah. Oh, he got tripped up. 3.5.
No, Covey's been brilliant. I think that's preseason done for him. You can rest him the remainder of the time. I think he's been excellent.
Oof.
But it's just, I think that, again, just the magnitude of that breakout is brilliant. Like, it's not being appreciated enough that to go from where he was a year ago to this it's night and day. I don't want to be over dramatic, but it's a very Jordan Mailata year 1 to year 2 leap of like that first preseason he had was wobbly as anything, but there was a lot of flashes. And then year 2 preseason looked way better. And by year 3, the rest was history and he's your franchise left tackle. And I'm not saying that Covey's going to be on that same trajectory of displacing AJ or Smitty, but when you've got a weapon that can do that sort of damage on returns and in the open field, like it's good to have, man. Like he's really shining today.
I'm wondering if they want to see Pickett air it out a little bit. They have kind of gotten away from the run here. 2 straight throws on this drive. I know they had to throw the ball last drive with that holding call, but
Duck, it's Albert O actually who dropped those 2 passes. And the one was behind him.
Albert O.
Yeah, that's gonna quickly become the nickname.
That's what these preseason all we're saying is the preseason streams have played heritage to the Clayton Thorson chant and other such things. Albert could be the new play, could be the move for 2024. Oh, Shipley there kind of gave his life to get that block, but he chopped a bit too low, and I think Williams just flew over the edge.
They sent more than they could block there, it looked like, too.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Well, Shipley got the chip, but then,
Yeah.
that was a unaccounted
Well, he laid out for
for
it. Like he did the right thing. It was just the other guy that he couldn't. If he stayed upright, he'd probably had a chance to push it off and maybe get a hand on the other one. But again, I don't think that's him. Just a good play design. Utah isn't the biggest school, so we could have been a larger transition for Covery to the NFL. Sources, me.
Toth is making himself hurt to Statland. He's not happy. He is not happy.
I mean, he has been a bit whimsical. Why is he going after Stout? Oh, don't.
But
argue.
that's the thing is that it's. I would think it'd be the other way, but
don't argue with Stout. You're a bozo. I mean, he's been on this team, 4 years now?
It feels like an eternity.
Like, and he just hasn't done... I don't think he's progressed since the first preseason I've seen him in. Which is fair. Like, I know he was a bit of an exception, wasn't he? Because of the military school background thing, if I'm right. But at the same time, he just can't not improve at all. But then again, I've never seen him at centre, so this could just be a first-time experience for him, and Stout's getting up to speed, and he probably does like a bit of fire back from his players, but maybe not the best thing after you whiff on that assignment. Oh, look at those Charger jerseys. Look, prime Delaware. Look at them. Lovely. Or Renault Formula One team for the sickos among us.
Oh!
Hello, I like the sound of it.
Oh.
Here you go, Nakobe.
Ooh.
They're going to need him.
Oh, nice. Oh, Nakobe Dean. I mean, if there's ever a statement for the linebacker depth to be, we're not as terrible as everyone thinks it is, this is the way to do it. I mean, that's Trott and Nakobe, two guys that I don't think are going to be starters right away. It looks like it's going to be Devin White and Zach Bourne, but both of them coming up big with good plays. Like, they could be, the future 1-2 punch if the development goes well. They're looking good so far.
Yeah, I think this might be their best drive so far defensively. I mean, they are swarming. They knocked down the quarterback.
Nakobe, was that Nakobe again?
I don't know if they're going to show a replay. I know they had Dean on the screen for a little while.
He's looking really menacing at the minute. I think Ducks just said there he's all over that field.
Who rushed the quarterback on that one, though? It was I don't even know who that was. Was that Jalix Hunt?
I think Trotter made that tackle right there. They got Dean on the screen again.
Oh, couldn't get off that one. He made the tackle there. That was Trotter again.
Yeah, Trotter tripped him up.
Yeah. Wow.
Looks like he's not even wearing pads. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they maybe want to bulk him up a little bit, but I guess it depends if you want to put him outside or in. As long as he can tackle as hard as he does, it's never really impacted him at college, I don't think, the size. They're just going to let that bleed down, I think, aren't they now? They're such sickos, the Ravens. Can we not just play like the Browns and have a funsy preseason little affair? Instead of getting spreadsheets out for 4th and 3. It's come on, boys. College and NFL are very different. True. But at the same time, it's no disrespect to Trott, but I don't think he had the athleticism as some of the other linebackers that he was being compared with did, which is why I didn't want him in the second round. And I thought 4th would have been, or later on was better, which worked out perfectly in the end. But the limited mobility he does have, if you do bulk him up a little bit and he puts on 10, 15 pounds, I don't want that to take away from what he brings to the table. Deegan Toe's making the 53 and who's practice squad and just cut based on this game so far. Yeah, I'd say so. I think the second half's going to be a bit more of a tell, especially a bit deeper down the roster. But like, there's going to be some tough decisions to make. Like guys on the bubble, a lot of them are going to be at corner because they're just over flooded with defensive backs right now. So they're going to need big games. Guys like Eli Ricks, guys like Josh Jobs have to step up in that second half. Ineas Smith, we've not seen anything of yet. He could end up on the practice squad if Covey keeps going, and John Ross seems to have boosted his stock quite nicely. Running back seems to be pretty certain right now. So on the outside, that's going to get trimmed off outside of that front three. It's going to be fun, that second half. There's a lot to play for, I think, for those guys. His father was a part of my initial Eagles watching, so he's super easy to root for. I like that. See, I kind of wish I was that old. I can't wait till I get to that age when like players' sons start coming into sports. Like, it's cool.
So John Clark just tweeted out Trotter, since coming in, has a sack, 4 total tackles, including 1 on a punt return.
Wow.
So not too bad for Junior here.
No, definitely one way to make an impact. Liam called me old. I didn't mean I didn't mean to, I promise. It's okay. I won't wish my remaining youth away. But I mean, you can't be that old, surely, because Trot was there like what, early 90s ish. So you can't be that much older than me.
Jeremiah Trotter?
Yeah.
Late 90s, early 2000s, I thought it was.
Yeah,
he was with 98 to 2001 and then came back for 04, 06, and then one more year in 09.
Yeah, so I'd guess we're about the same age, I'd assume. 36, there you go. But I have grandkids, so I had 10 years. All right, so 2 minutes to go. Are they going for it? I think they must be going for it on 4th and 3 if Trot's still out there.
Yeah, they're punting. Let's see the 2-minute drill here with Pickett.
Oh, they are punting. Okay.
That wasn't Covey either.
They've not done that dodgy punt box thing they did. I don't know what that was last drive on the TV where they just put the box up, but I'm so glad that's not back.
Interview with Howie Roseman on the telecast at halftime.
Love that. He's such a baller. He's one of the few people who I just would want to be in an elevator with for like 10 minutes and just pick his brain.
Yeah. He's just so smart with the moves he makes. I mean, he got ahead of the wide receiver market with AJ and then with Devontae. I mean, it's crazy. Speaking of wide receiver market, CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jones might kill each other before week 1.
We can hope.
You see Jerry Jones? He's like, I'm in no rush to make this happen.
It's so bad. Like, there's nothing that like shows the difference between how the two franchises are run in an off season. Like, you get to the middle of the year and it's Jerry Jones this and the culture that and the players love him, and then you get to the off season and none of the players are happy because none of them are getting paid, and they want trades and want out of the city, and then next thing you know, it's like, yeah, it's not all that sunny over there. The weather might be nice, but it's not all it looks to be.
Well, and they have a lot of big names that they have to sign at the end of the season. So, I think this is a pretty telling year for what they do.
Pickett has just launched a ball at the speed of sound into Britton Covey's chest there for no reason. Yeah. He was like 2 yards away.
Oh, PI? Roster on the contact?
But that just looked like... Oh, okay, hang on, let me have a look. I'll get the replay in. Oh, yeah, it's got to be PI, surely.
No, yeah, he pushed him down. 3 plays, 2 first downs here for this 2-minute drill. I like it.
Ross slips a little bit. Looking at it, I don't know, because Ross slips on the route, and then when he tried to make the cut, he slipped again. He might have milked that a little bit. Britain, I wouldn't have lost the Revolutionary War coffee. Oh, that's going on Twitter. That's the best comment of the night so far. That unbelievable. Yeah, I thought Ross slipped on that.
See this route by Ross.
Yeah, deep throws just aren't it for Pickett.
Yeah, and Ross kind of got tangled up too. Not ideal.
Yeah, he got jammed. He's looking like he's just struggling with jams at the line. I mean, as soon as there's contact, like he doesn't have that free release. Because the ones against Wiggins early on, I'm pretty sure weren't press. Like he had like a couple yards of space to work with, and it was more zone. But when it's man to man, he just looks a little bit more. I don't know. I don't want to say limited, but he can't get that space he needs to work, and that was kind of the issue before. Oh, that was almost picked there, Johnny. Careful, Johnny.
Yeah. I think that hit him in the hands, though.
Yeah.
It was in traffic, but I mean, they're not going to show the replay, but just the initial look, it looked like Pickett put it where only he could kind of get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really annoying. Oh, dude, any time you see Wilson and Covey together, it's amazing. But the plays they show replays for, you don't need replays. The ones I actually want to see again, they're just showing Johnny Wilson running around for 5 minutes. It's really aggravating.
Somebody get open for the man. I'd imagine they go for it here.
Yeah, he's gonna launch one. There you go. Launch one. What are you doing? Oh, why? Just run it. That's a waste of time. Albert did it again.
They're going for it.
Well, that's what we like to see. Britain fish and chips coffee. It's never going to end now, is it? It's just going to be constant. Always Sirianni hooded shirt number. I like that.
Yep. I'm going to try and draw him. Hey. Well, one good drive tonight. Riveting game. 6-6. A clunker. You said that at the beginning.
You what, sorry?
I thought you said that in the beginning. It's probably going to be a clunker.
Yeah, I thought just because of like Baltimore's QB depth, like if the first half is bad, the second could well be awful. It's just offensively because the Baltimore depth behind the first two is non-existent. But Pickett hasn't looked too great, to be honest. There's been a few little spurts, but I'm not overly sold. Like, okay, put it this way: if it's like you got a 21-17 lead and it's week 14, and you can clinch the NFC East and Hurts goes down, do you want Pickett in the game with 3 minutes to go? At this point, having seen this performance, probably not.
Right.
Tanner McKee's going to wreck them. I hope so, Win. I hope so. I'm all for it. I will make another Modern Warfare 2-esque edit if I have to for Tanner McKee because I was deranged last year when I made that and it was the greatest video I've ever made. It didn't do anything, didn't do any numbers, but I will wave that Tanner man until the day I die. He doesn't look overly confident, Pickett, before that.
Oh, they're going for it.
Yeah, he didn't seem too
hang
sure.
On. I think my stream like reset. Yeah,
I mean they are going for it. Oh, what's he doing, man? Oh, great.
Nope.
Nah, he really didn't look comfortable with any of that. He just sort of stood there and was just like, just calling things. Like Sirianni looks as confused as I do.
I missed it. My stream decided to go back to where they try to get him to jump off sides.
Oh, there is Nick Foles retiring.
Yep.
We all knew it was coming, but it's weird. He's going to have such a special place for so many people. Like, even if you took the Super Bowl away and that never happened, him retiring would be like, yeah, but do you remember 2013 Nick Foles? He's one of those players that the streets would never forget 2013 Nick Foles. And
it was wild. I was listening to WIP today, and a caller called in and said that he doesn't think about Nick Foles when you bring up the Super Bowl year. It's like, how is that even possible?
I don't think a Carson Wentz will think of the Super Bowl year. Like, it's the other way around.
Yeah, like people forget that Carson kind of got them in that position before he got injured, and then Nick Foles went on that legendary run. But to say that you don't think of the winning quarterback taking down Tom Brady and the Patriots, that's pretty wild. Crazy story. So for that Super Bowl, I was freelancing, doing some basketball play-by-play for the University of Delaware. We were up in Boston the night of the Super Bowl. So for the first half of that game, I watched it in Tom Brady country, hopped on my flight, ran off the plane, and then watched the rest of the Super Bowl at baggage claim with all the Philly fans. And then once they won, everybody was just sprinting to the trains and going downtown. It was
amazing.
wild.
Dude, that's incredible, man. I love that. I wish I was there for that night. It would have been so special just to be.
If I didn't have a few $1,000s worth of radio equipment that wasn't mine, I would have just hopped on this train and went downtown.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm like, I probably shouldn't cart this around with me.
Yeah, well, especially given the chaos of the night might not have been the best idea. But no, it was an amazing night. Like, I remember I got a phone call just from someone that used to be a really big fan of PSN. Haven't heard from him. Oh, well, Keely Ringo again, man. Putting in a shift.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Ringo, Trotter Jr. I think those are the easy 2 defensive standouts here in the first half.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, man. He's been brilliant.
Yeah, that's a nice adjustment there because he kind of overran it by a step and then quickly recovered. That was nice.
Yeah, no, I really like it, man. Like, I think he's feeling himself a little bit, and it's kind of what you need when you know you've got a glass ceiling of sorts in front of you. You can't really establish a starting role this year, and he knows that. But to make a point, show that he's got a place on this team, whether it's in a pinch, whether it's special teams, like, he's got it there, and the skill set is there. He looked good last year, I thought, in flashes as well. Like, it wasn't like he was useless. We've seen a lot worse at cornerback in the last 5 years. He's
depth is just so important too. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to have a huge drop off. So if you got guys that can give a blow to some of the other starters, and there's not a huge drop off in talent and skill, that's just as important.
I'm seeing an Ineos Smith sighting, and he's wearing John Hightower's number. This is not good for my brand.
Hey, credit the defense. I'm interested to see who we see in the second half, but there's a couple of drives I thought Baltimore for sure was going to punch it in, and they kind of held them. Obviously, you're not going against Lamar and company, but they're also not going against a lot of the starters on defense either.
Oh, God, Smith. Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
He just got turned into like Neo from The Matrix on that.
I'm surprised he didn't just tear his ACL. Holy smokes.
But I don't know if that... I want to see a replay because he was doing the thing. We broke down the tape earlier on in the year. The biggest takeaway for me was that he does too much. He just tries to get the big, fancy, sexy-looking spin hurdle bollocks every single time. And I think that might have been a rude awakening. If that's not going to fly here, like, you've got to be simple with it. And I don't know. But it's... that wasn't pretty.
Reports of Brandon Ayuk turning down a trade to the Browns coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a...
trying to find a credible source. Kyle Yates has 78,000 followers, but he's not. Matt Mayako of NBCS covering year number 30 of the Niners. That seems to check out.
I mean, it's a very Browns-esque move at wide receiver.
The report claims that 49ers had agreed to trade what would have sent Ayuk to Cleveland in exchange for Amari Cooper, a second round, and a fifth round pick.
It's not terrible. Kenny Pickett's walked right into a sack. Right, let's see how bad this is.
I kind of wanted to see a little bit more of Shipley, but I guess they were happy with what they saw.
Yeah, no reason to overcomplicate it. Like, he was by far one of the biggest winners on offense in that first half.
Yep. All right, Pickett. Take a shower. Fun random fact, my wife played college soccer with his sister.
Really?
Yeah, it was wild. Kenny Pickett got married maybe last fall or maybe in the winter. and I'm on Instagram, and I'm friends with some of her former teammates, and I'm looking at these pictures. I'm like, why are these girls with Kenny Pickett at a wedding? And I'm like trying to put two and two together. I'm like, oh wait, one of the girls that she played with, last name Pickett, and it was his sister.
No way.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Wow. Crazy. I don't think I've got any stories like that. No, there's no famous people from my neck of the woods, unfortunately. Other than the band Muse were like from, I don't know, like 30 miles away. That's about all we've got. But Bring On McKee, says Ron. I'm all for it. It is time to wave the Tanner banner, and I will be waving it all night long. Make no mistake about it. Halftime, tie game, 6-6 in what's been a thrilling offensive affair, to say the least. Takeaways from that, Corey. Like, I know we spoke a lot about Shipley obviously being one of the standouts. Like, what else has caught your eye over the last 30 minutes of play or so?
Yeah, I mean, I think Trotter Jr. has to be circled. I rattled off his stats, courtesy of John Clark on X. Ringo making some nice pass deflections. I would really like that scoring drive with Shipley. I wish I kind of saw a little bit more of that, or just more running. It seemed like they kind of got away from that running attack and wanted to maybe see what Pickett could do through the air and see what some of these wideouts can do. And that's the whole purpose of preseason. These games don't matter. They just need to see what they have, where they have it, and who they're going to rely on. But, pretty boring, 6-6, not ideal, but makes my life a little easier writing this recap for the first half. How about you?
True. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got a few paragraphs to put in. But yeah, it's been a game. I think we can say that. But I think for me, again, it's just seeing the upside of some guys. Like Shipley was one of the big ones. I think Jalix Hunt really stood out for me. Nakobe Dean, Jeremiah Trotter, like guys that could well be core pieces of this team for the next few years. Are balling out, which is what you want in preseason. You want to see development. And if you compare it, like Britton Covey is probably the finest example. You compare it to someone like Brett Toth, who has shown next to no development in the last 4 years. It's big and it matters. And for a team where they should be contending for a championship and you are going to sustain injuries, you cannot be in a situation where you lose a franchise player and you come back with nada, like just absolutely nothing. So to make sure you've got sufficient depth and players that are just maybe a touch or a step slower than those starters is massive. I was on a radio silent for a Joe Flacco University of Delaware game. It was terrible weather like tonight in Delaware. I got tossed from a... I have all these niche stories coming out now. It's like a fireside chat. I'm all for it. I'm just trying to write a tweet. Bear with me. I promise I'm not ignoring you all.
Did I miss it? Is Zach signed off for the night?
No, he said he'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay, cool. I didn't even... Nice. Yeah, good old Delaware football.
Nice man, though, Joe Flacco. I interviewed him a few years ago, and he's very nice.
Yeah, he donated a lot of money to Delaware football, like their weightlifting facility. It's named after him now. So giving back to the program, which is cool.
So I always think it was like a funny story where I got offered the interview. It was on behalf of it was some sort of energy foundation or something that he'd started in Delaware or something. It might have even been that or something for the local area. And he just signed with the Eagles to obviously back up Jalen Hurts. And the agent was like, right, you're free to talk to him. We can get him for 20 minutes. But you can't ask him about what happened with the Jets. And you can't ask him about Jalen Hurts. And you can't ask him about his views about playing for the Eagles as QB2. I was like, so what can I talk about? He's like, well, you can talk about his new energy thing that he's doing for all these schools. And you can talk about his Super Bowl with the Ravens. And I'm like, right, but we're an Eagles website. And I kind of need something. But the agent sat in on the Zoom, so I was a bit awkward trying to ask things. But he was fairly open. I got some nice answers out of him, and he was very kind. So I've spoken to a lot more chaotic characters, I think, than Joe Flacco before. So yeah, very nice man.
You like to hear that. I've interviewed some guys working in minor league baseball where you're like, oh, I can't wait to talk to them, and then you wish you didn't even have to do it.
Yeah, it's weird, but I think there are just two types of athletes. So there are the really humble ones, and there are the ones where there's an ego, and I can't knock them for the ego because they're some of the best in the world at what they do, and you kind of need that edge to get there. But at the same time, like a little bit of manners every now and again doesn't cost anything, sort of thing. But the Phillies were nice when I spoke to them. No one was dodgy with the Phils; they were all lovely, so that was good. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? As soon as you're in media and you're interviewing people, and you get a totally different like perspective on it and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard. I haven't really dealt with that. I've had a chance to interview some of like my biggest idols, so I'm thankful that it wasn't a poor experience. But I've talked to some of my other buddies where they said, "Oh man, I finally was able to interview my favorite player, and it just was an absolute disaster." So
really, it's tricky, but again, we are very lucky to do what we do, and 90% of people are very good. It's just you get the occasional one. Like I said, I mean, no problem saying it. Just the one by far that was the wildest was Asante Samuel, but he's always had that ego about him, and it just came across very, very obvious in an interview setting. But at the same time, I was like, that made him who he was. So I'm not gonna take it. I don't think it's anything personal to me. It's just how he's always been. But yeah, nothing but softball questions. See, I can't see the audio duck. That's my bad. Perfectly. I can't stream the audio here because YouTube will be on it in a heartbeat, so I can't have it out loud.
Yeah, I don't have it up either just for that purpose, and I'm trying to crank out the recap here of this riveting first half.
No, I appreciate you doing that, by the way, man. Thank you. I think Brian said.
Oh yeah. No, I figured why not? Not everybody's tuned in or that interested in watching preseason football, but they want a quick little snippet of what happened. But yeah, I'm excited. Should be another fun year with you guys. The teams overall, the viewers on X, we got like over 400 right now. I mean, if you're not following everybody at PSN, the Phillies team has been absolutely crushing it. The Flyers, the Union. I know the Sixers team was really in the trenches during their playoff run. Just awesome source of Philly sports news, and super pumped to spend another year with you guys.
I appreciate you, man. No, you've been absolutely brilliant since joining, and yeah, it's I love stuff like this. Just being able to share something with our readers and stuff, and yeah, always a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a wild ride. Like stuff like this always just catches you off guard, and you realize like this is just life, and you get to do it, and it's always special. Like live stream to me always just such a different beast, I think, to anything else because you just get to chat with it. Even there, like a perfect example. So Win has just unintentionally doxed himself on Twitter. Like I had no idea this whole time who Win was. Like I knew he followed me on Twitter and probably interacted, but I had no idea which person it was. And he quote tweeted the comment. So now I know who he is. I can go, that's Win on Twitter that insults my beard all the time. That makes sense. But yeah, it's just brilliant, man. And I love PSN and just love that it's always stayed the same. Like there was a little bit of me during the acquisition was, I hope it doesn't change identity-wise or what we do. And to still do the same thing we've always done in the same way and bring on the right people and help everyone just get a little bit better and have a positive environment to be in is amazing. And then just to also share it with people like our chat that have been here the whole time is really special. So yeah, I love PSN. I love everyone in it and happy that you're part of it, man, and enjoying it too. And that's all I could ever want to hear. So it's brilliant. What have we got? YouTube also used to be Josh Stone. I've never stupid. Well, you would say that now. I can scroll back through the comments. I'm also a grower, not a shower. Okay, right. Let's with a beard. Gotcha. So okay, that's going to take a very different turn for half time. We got at least 10 more minutes of non-chaotic chat just yet. Zach and Will crushed George Maxi Presser. Yeah, they did. They were absolutely sensational. I think Justin as well. Like Justin Crosby's been really, really good, and I got to meet him in London. That's the first time ever meeting a PSN writer in person, so that was really cool. And just got to have a moment with him, and yeah, it's cool. We've got a really wholesome group of writers, and I know I say it all the time, but it's like a lot of workplaces say, it's a real family vibe, and it's just not. Like PSN, everyone genuinely like loves each other, I think, and will go to bat for each other all the time. And yeah, on that note, one of PSN's fondest men. He could have just been eating, bless him, just sat there. I just saw his face pop. I was I'll put him back on the stage.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
You missed a really riveting end to the first half, by the way. It was really good.
I was watching 17 again with my wife while I was eating dinner, so I was also having a good time. Great movie if no one's seen 17 again. Fantastic.
I don't think I've watched that.
I don't think I have. I've heard of it. Is it Zac Efron?
Oh, it's Zac Efron. What's that?
Is it a chick flick?
No, it's like a romantic comedy. Well, it's like, first of all, I love romantic comedies. So let's get that out of the way right now. But it's like a teen kind of romantic comedy. Why can't I think of his actual name? Matthew Perry and Zac Efron, Thomas Lennon, from Reno 911, if people remember him. Just a few good people in it. But basically, guy becomes 17 again, and then a good movie ensues.
Nice. A good movie ensues. Love that. Where are we at? Let me just check the YouTube like score at the minute. Do we have a multi-possession lead still? Oh, it's hard not to. They've only scored 6, so we should be fine on that front for today. But we are on 18. So it's 18. I've got the score wrong. It's somehow not 19. It's 18. Well done, man. I've given the Eagles a point and given me a point. Lovely. But I'm going to keep it at 19 because someone's going to like it in a minute. Manifested. One of you is going to do me a favor and bail me out because otherwise I look silly and we don't want that on a live stream. So if one of you could leave a like so it gets to 19 so I don't look silly.
It's already at 19.
There we go. Now I'm going to change it to 20 now and I'm going to do it again. And one of you's going to like it so I don't look silly. Peagle's in. Tanner time. It is time to wave the Tanner banner. I am buzzing like an ecstatic bumblebee. Let me tell you that for free. I cannot wait for this young man. He is bloody brilliant. He's all right. But I love a good, awful Eagles quarterback. Like Dane Evans did it for me. I loved the Dane train that year he was in and he was like running around and there was just like a fearlessness to him where he wanted to sling the ball and kind of show what he could do. And I think you get that with like the third and fourth stringers that are literally like vying for their NFL futures. Evans went off to the CFL, did all right for himself. I want to see McKee do the same, just minus the CFL bit. But he played really aggressive in that first preseason. And after seeing Kenny Pickett do next to nothing, I think Will Greer will do all right as well. I'm more bullish on Will Greer than I am Kenny Pickett, but I don't think that's saying much. Now 20. We are on 20. Look at that. Right. I'm going to change to 21 now. And what one of you are going to do? I can do this all night. I will keep doing this all day. Don't you worry. We are nearly at a 2-touchdown lead over the IRL Eagles. And that is the real preseason contest here. As we're back for second half action at a very empty-looking M&T Bank Stadium. And see, that's sort of wild. Is like the Eagles will host a preseason game. And it will look like the Browns during the regular season. It's crazy. It's a dodgy kickoff and a average return. Has it really added that? I know it's for safety, isn't it? So I can't really say does it make an impact because the main thing is no players get hurt. I would have gone to this game. Damn. I suppose it's not that far, is it, Baltimore? It's only a couple hours away?
From Philly, like 2.5, 3. About 3 hours, I'd say, depending on traffic.
I think it's getting to a point where my knowledge of like Philadelphia and surrounding areas distance-wise is better than England, despite having never been there.
That's solid.
Or just the world in general. I had a discussion last night, totally irrelevant, about Mount Everest because I thought that was in Scotland. That's not.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, Lizzie pulled me up on it. This was like a long time thing where I thought it was in Scotland, and it's not.
So it's not just the American public school system that has failed us.
No.
Okay.
And then she said, like, where do you think the Alps are? No, she said, like, she was going through the map or trying to find someone on holiday. And I was like, oh, it's near Tibet. And she was like, it's not near Tibet. She said, where do you think Tibet is? So I went, oh, near the Alps. And she was like, it's not near the Alps. So she's like, so Tibet's near the Alps and Mount Everest is in Scotland. And I was like, yeah.
Mount Everest in Scotland. That is a new one.
Yeah.
I'm not good at geography either. Let me make that clear.
But look, you can't have it all in life. I can identify a defensive coverage. That's all I need to. I don't need to worry about where Mount Everest is for my line of work, luckily.
That's true. You don't have to worry about, Everest working through the A gap.
No, exactly. If Everest is going to come down on like a corner blitz, then I've got different problems. But until then, if there's a cornerback named Everest, then we've got issues. But until that day comes, I'm all right. All right, for the early 3 and out here for the defense, if all goes well. I don't want to jinx it. And no, I didn't. Nice. Ringo again. There is an aura about Ringo. He loves his little celebrations after as well. I love him.
You got to play with confidence and moxie if you're a cornerback in the NFL. I don't even know how they play that position with all the rules against them. Just trying to figure out where the wide receivers are running. I mean, obviously they've got keys and different things to key on, but man, they say quarterback could be maybe the hardest position to play. Defensive back is insane to me.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But that's why I find it so fascinating. Sorry, Zach.
I was just going to say, when sports talks about Mount Everest being in the Himalayas, both the Himalayas and Baltimore are known for salt. Fun fact.
Ah. Both of them in Scotland. Lovely. You feel like you're climbing a mountain as a cornerback. Yeah. See, there's transitions everywhere. That's what we do in this chat. We layer it. But no, I'm a big fan of Keely Ringo. Like, he's been. I just wish he was in a position where he could get on the field more this year. But I'll pick it still in. Great actually. He looked really nervous at the end of that first half. Oh, a little option play there for Pickett. That's gone nowhere, but I respect the hustle from him. I like that.
I think they're going to give him, quite the lengthy amount of play time just to make sure, because they're committed to him as that backup QB. And I think they just need him to kind of figure it out on the field.
I mean, they need him to, but whether he's going to or not is a very different question, I think. But I missed the previous comment in the mounting thing. We're so deep in mountain lore at this point where crab cakes and footballs, that's what Maryland does.
Yeah,
that is what Maryland does.
They are obsessed with their crabs for good reason. They're good.
See, we have a cookie company here called Maryland, and I always thought it was from Baltimore, but it's not. It's some company in the UK, and it's like Maryland. And I get shouted at when I go, "Oh, Maryland," and they're like, "No, it's Maryland." And I'm like,
it's MERRY. Is that the?
No, it's spelled the same. It's spelled the same.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's just English.
Got some weird stuff going on over there.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy that you got the first crack at English and you still bungled it, but
I know. Yeah. What can you do?
Yeah.
Outside. Oh, that's such a dodgy play, man. Just throw it away at that point.
I want to see them work the middle of the field, a little bit more. Because
anywhere forward.
Comfortable doing it.
Anywhere forward would be good.
Yeah, ideally forward is, they say, straight down the field is the quickest way to get to the end zone, but it's not bad. I think I'm a little ahead again.
I love how the Ravens are still putting up the big 3 and out graphics on the screen, like some mad fan in the stand is going to be going, "Let's go!" and just screaming and rallying his cap around.
I gotta say, Baltimore is in danger of losing that winning streak, though.
Well, all it's going to take is a Tanner McKee master. I think the streak's over, isn't it? It ended last year with the Bucks.
That did it? Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, so it was 24, then they lost, then they've won the next 2.
Oh, interesting. Brandon Ayuk traded to the Browns?
Yeah.
They got shot down, I believe, or did they? I mentioned earlier Ayuk. There was a report that they agreed, but then Ayuk said no, and he.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. Yeah, this is why ML football is not a reliable source, because they phrase things.
Yeah, I went and there's somebody from NBC San Francisco out there, I believe, that was He's been covering the team for 30 years, so he apparently had the initial report, but I saw that same tweet that you did.
Who wouldn't want to go to Cleveland?
I just don't know why they keep having this weird habit of just picking up like B wide receivers, like forever. Like the last decade has just been like Devontae Parker, who was obviously B for a bit, and then Ayuk was just the Debo that never was. And is he going to do much outside San Fran? Probably won't be what he could have been if he stayed in San Fran. Like I don't know, they just tend to just go after random failed receivers. Or not failed, Ayuk's obviously at the top of his game, but you know what I mean. That under 24 list on screen is solid. Under 24? What am I seeing? What am I missing? Oh, okay, it's on the Eagles. I think you meant our screen. So you can see it's getting late for me now. I might need to make a cup of tea in a minute. In a very British fashion. See, right, here's a question. So all this time, I've always genuinely wondered what Novacare actually does. But like they've got to bring in some revenue to sponsor the Eagles and the stadium and the facility not the stadium, I guess, as such, but like to have that much of a sponsorship and an affinity with the team for that long, like they've got to bring in some money. Well, I say get PSL.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Gentlemen, I got to take a step aside. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, no worries, man. There's the 24 graphic. I see. Yeah, that is stacked. That's crazy. See, Quinion there, 23. Terry and Arnold would have been like 15 years old on that graphic then. That's the...
If you aren't legit, I will acquit. I'd be like that.
I'll tell Lizzie that when she wakes up and see what she says.
Yeah, that'll go smooth.
Probably a bad joke given what happened earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's injury rehab. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of like general medical services, a little bit of a few different things there. So a lot of online stuff. You can get medication through there, this, that. And in America, if you're tied into medicine in any way, you make buku bucks. So
yeah, I was going to say, I know it's a massive field, isn't it? So, that was a nice... Who was that? Tyler Hall, I think, on a CB blitz there. I don't think he got the hit, but I mean, great burst. They're loving a CB blitz tonight. It's like the fourth time they've done it now, I think. He literally wiped out Fred Johnson. Or Jackson, even, whichever one. I say watch this game with no sound to pay attention to us, and it's weird. It's easy for me to watch it on mute and yap, but I think listening to me yap while the game's on must be a very different experience from what I'm experiencing right now. Apologies.
Oh, look at that. Who was that who batted down that ball?
I think it was Marlon Tuipulotu.
Oh, Tuipulotu! Oh, shocking that Tuipulotu made an amazing play.
I'll tell you what,
Marlon Tuipulotu.
I said this before earlier in this week, where like I think a real reason the Eagles made that Super Bowl in 2017 was the defensive tackle depth. Where, see, now I'm not as knackered, I can remember the lineup, but you had a 4-man DT spot of Fletcher Cox, Tim Jernigan, Destiny Vial, and Bo Allen. And all of them came up big that year. And now you look at this year where you've got Jordan Davis, Jaylen Carter, Milton Williams, Marlon Tuipulotu, Ojimo's look good in camp. Same vibes. Dare I say it?
Well, I
Same
mean,
vibes.
Even go to the Super Bowl that they lost. And, again, it was a similar situation with that depth at defensive tackle.
Yeah, 100%. Like, they value it a lot. And I think maybe 3-4 years ago, it kind of just wobbled or faltered a little bit, and they couldn't find that third or fourth guy. And there was a lot of strain on Fletcher Cox. And when he isn't getting 8 sacks a year because he's not being asked all of a sudden, everyone's asking questions. And I don't think it was ever really on him. So to see this position in a very different light now with a lot of youth in there, like Carter's second year, Davis is year 3. Oh, was it year 3? No, it is year 3.
Year 3 for Davis.
Yeah, and then the guys behind as well, all young, like Williams year 3, Tuipulotu, I want to say 4-3-3. And then, yeah,
I guess
it's
3 for Tuipulotu.
Yeah, it's a very young group in comparison to what it was even 5 years ago. So it's exciting.
It's year 4 for Tuipulotu.
Oh, well, yeah. Hey, the more you know.
He came in as a young guy. Look at that.
He was undrafted, wasn't he? He's only like 24.
No, I don't think he wasn't drafted. No, 6th round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he made it. I had him high in my mocks, though. I was all aboard the Tuipulotu trade, but I was very happy when they landed him.
Ron says Ineas Smith is bad at returns. I think, Ron, at this point, and it pains me to say it, we can just cut out the at returns bit and say Ineas Smith is bad. And as someone that was championing him on pre-draft and really rooting for him, and I graded him higher, we can go back to the spreadsheet, than a lot of other receivers that went a lot higher. Oh, hello.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are you doing?
What's
doing well,
going on in
yourselves?
the background there, Brian?
This is my buddy over here. Plant.
I more so meant because there was like an instant like as soon as you came in, like
Oh, I got an air purifier right here because of the chaos of
that air
today.
clean for sure.
Yeah,
Have you watched much of the game?
I have.
How are you feeling?
I feel like Kenny Pickett isn't it. I don't know. I mean, I get it. It's preseason. I get it's not actual plays and actual playbook stuff, but I mean from the first pass of the game where he kind of threw beyond John Ross, but again, John Ross doesn't seem like he's it as well. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, Shipley, Ringo, Mitchell, Trotter Jr., Liam.
Yeah, I've held my hands up.
I'm just saying.
I might have to, but I will say the Nate Wiggins slander didn't last very long either on that regard.
I told you, nobody. You didn't want to listen. Me and Zach were preaching it.
I was gonna say nobody, but I'm right here.
I hesitated on that one, but I forgot you were on that ship with me.
Ineas Smith has been awful. Nate Wiggins has been great. Jeremiah Trott has been great. And all of a sudden, my stock as a draft evaluator is plummeting as we speak.
I think it all started when you threatened to fight Devontae Smith. It's just been downhill ever since.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. That's him.
But I am bummed that we did not get to see Saquon take his first snap as an Eagle. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, defensive line looks good. Secondary looks good. Devin White looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And Kobe Dean.
Yeah, I think the linebackers in particular have been. I think what's helped them, to be fair, is there's been a lot of cornerback movement. There's been a lot of CB blitzing. There's a lot of guys moving around back there, and it's sort of given a bit more support, which obviously happens in a 3-4. But I guess it's a way to take some of the strain off. Like if you know your linebacker's the weakest position and you've got an extra DB on the field, like it's helping. I think Jalix Hunt for me has been one of the big standouts. He's not done anything explosive, but he's just been consistently there or thereabouts. And we have officially got a Tanner McKee sighting on the field.
Yes, he's on the field. First snap didn't look good, but he's getting there.
Enough of that, please. He's just made a lovely pass. We're on. We're rolling. It's
but can
time.
we talk about Shipley for a second? Like, I mean, is he pushing
Hell yes, we can talk about Shipley
for RB2? Like, I mean, I don't want to say too much because we have the pod tomorrow, but Shipley, like, he's looking pretty damn legit. I mean, even pass blocking as well. Like, everything we wanted out of RB2 that we couldn't get out of Kenny Gainwell last year, and Rashad Penny. It seems like how he's actually rectified a lot of the issues this offseason.
No, I think Shipley, like I said, that they were earlier in the stream, there were almost shades of like Jordan Howard to his rushing, where just keeps the legs churning after contact, lowers his pad levels, very decisive. Like he doesn't waste time with the ball in his hands, protects it very well. Pass protection's been pretty solid. Like he's done everything that they've asked him to do in that short span. Like he was really, really solid. So yeah, probably the biggest winner I think of anyone so far has been Will Shipley, I would say.
Completely agree. But with that being said, I'm gonna go back to watching SmackDown. Just want to say hi to everybody. Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Maybe I'll just make a surprise appearance again.
Maybe you will. All right, man. Enjoy. He's gone. Bye, Brian.
Did I miss anything important? Doesn't look.
I gotta say, it's a little odd that we've never seen Brian and Corey in the same room at the same time. You do have to wonder.
This is true.
You do have to wonder.
PSN one.
As one returns, the other goes. Corey's going to mysteriously disappear again in 5 minutes.
That's a good throw. Better catch.
Yeah, they're moving under Tanner.
Yeah, I just think McKee's going to win the backup quarterback job.
I'd love it if he did. I mean, I will say his stance in the pocket is very rigid. But I think that might be a bit to do with his size. But then again, Carson Wentz
he's a bit of a giraffe, honestly.
Yeah, but he just looks a bit like footwork is very still. Like it's like one step shift, and it doesn't look steady at all. But hey, he's got a better throwing motion than Nate Sudfeld did, so that's got to count for something.
That's a smart throwaway. I'll tell you though, he absolutely had that defense. Big Dom's loving it. He may have tried to catch a football and missed, but
so I'm just making an edit of Tanner McKee with razor eyes. Don't mind me.
Go for it, Kellen Moore. Come on. Here we go, boys. Oh, I want to see the McKee tush push. All right. Okay. Picked it up. Nichols.
That's all that matters. Yeah, take it all day.
Lou Nichols. Okay. They're driving a little bit now.
We might have to start rallying up the lights because Tanner McKee's about to. Oh, what a catch that was! It was a bit of a high throw, but
Duck, I admit that's part of the problem. You know, on top of that, I do think that there is legitimate concern about the hand size. I think that there is just a bit of concern about the arm talent. You know, I wonder, even if he did sit for a year, if he would even progress into, you know, maybe he could turn into a Gardner Minshew type, but first round grade was always kind of tough on him.
But I think a lot of the first round grades with quarterbacks just comes to desperation from teams to find the next big quarterback.
Which is odd because Pittsburgh usually doesn't like fall victim to that.
No.
And yet I think that was the case. I think you're right.
But it's just trying to fill boots, isn't it? When you look at who he's trying to replace and they need a guy and the guys they wanted probably weren't there. And it happens so often. I think it's times like that where, look, Carson Wentz didn't pan out as intended, got into a Super Bowl at the end of the day, like had an MVP level season. Things didn't work out. Jalen Hurts, second round pick, they didn't overvalue it. Like, but I think there aren't many quarterbacks that have been top 5, top 10 that have really, someone like Trevor Lawrence, has he lived up to that billing? Justin Herbert, you can make the case like it's hard to put when you're going to spend that much in assets on a quarterback to really get your bang for your buck out of it. And unless you're Patrick Mahomes, who's just become a generational talent, like it's hard. Mitch Trubisky was also that same era. Like it's really difficult, and it just makes that I think scouting and evaluation process the Eagles do that much more impressive.
Might be a hot take. I think Justin Herbert might be one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, that's not a hot take at all. That's super welcome here, dude.
I tell people that, and they're like, "What are you talking about? His arm strength is incredible." I said, "Okay."
His decision making though is
have you watched him play games? Like he makes the dumbest decisions, and he hasn't taken them to where they want to go. I mean, I get you have to deal with the Chiefs in division, but still.
Yeah, I agree also on the Trevor Lawrence hype. You know, I think that it's easy to see stuff to like with both of these. Oh, damn, that was a breakup. It's easy to see what to like with both those guys from a physical standpoint, but I don't know if it's just a processing issue or a general mental issue or what, but they don't have it. You know, they don't have that factor. You know that a quarterback needs to really
what
be
a
a star.
TPE. I like that. See, but there's an aggression there. I will say, even the deeper shots have a bit more of a chance for the receiver to get it rather than being drilled in the middle of their spine like Kenny Pickett did.
I would like to see Johnny Wilson on the field with Tanner McKee.
Yeah,
he had
100%.
kind of a tough day. I think that might. Oh, jeez. Yep, that's a flag.
Ooh.
Oh. All right. Can advance that halfway. Oh, no, they still got a guy down.
That was a good throw as well. See, that's the only thing is that worries me with Tanner is the way he stands in the pocket. Like, if they can get some footwork drills in there and he's getting to be a bit lighter, he's so planted and he doesn't have the best balance because of that height. I think that could be an issue when you're playing full-fledged defenses in the middle of a fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go if you're shoved into a game.
Is this McKee's first drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Isn't it the first drive?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I saw Pickett to start, and then I step away, and then I came back, and they were moving. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I mean, you could just kind of see McKee. I just feel like he's got more confidence. You know, I mean, obviously he's familiar with the team, new OC. Obviously, Pickett's got a lot more to prove. Going from a starter to possibly a number 3 quarterback is not ideal for where he was drafted.
The only thing I'll say with McKee in response to this, right, it's like we haven't seen him against starters or at least the same players that Pickett did. So he's probably going to look a bit in the same way. Having said, we did see Pickett against these bozos as well. So there might be some weight to it. But I think McKee just plays with more aggression. And I think if he starts a game against starters where he's got to manage it a bit better, he knows now coming in, he's got, a quarter before Will Greer comes in, maybe 2-3 drives. So he has to ball out. He's got to put it with every single ounce of energy he's got. Kenny Pickett's going, I can manage a game for you. I'm a backup. I can move the chains. I can sustain a drive. McKee is like, look at this arm talent. Look at this I can do. And I think they're two very different mental approaches, I'd assume.
Yeah, I mean, talking about who else is out there, though, on the field, like McKee is also throwing to targets who are further down the depth chart, right? So, you're not having the same offensive line talent out there. You're not having the same talent in the backfield. And then, of course, you're throwing to guys like Harris, as opposed to who has been really good on this drive, as opposed to Britton Covey, who's kind of really come alive to possibly steal that wide receiver 3. Although the fact that I don't believe that I saw Paris Campbell. So unless there's an injury, that I think he might have been questionable, but I didn't hear for sure that he was being held out. But he didn't touch the field. So whether that's because of injury or because he currently has that spot sealed up, I don't know. But either way, Britton Covey was, I think, the star wide receiver of the game so far. So you're taking a down take. McKee's better than Hurts. Okay. All right.
The Tanner banner is waving. He's in. Get Dragonfly in this channel every single day of the week. That's my new friend right there. Love him. But I'm excited by him. I was a Tanner McKee truther all last preseason. It started out as a bit of a meme, and then he threw a ball, and I was like, damn, I might have accidentally stumbled into greatness here. He's going to win a Super Bowl.
It only took, 3 tries? Bradford, and Thorson, and McKee.
Hey, all right, okay. Oh, I miss Sam Bradford every day. Sucks.
I will say that one preseason was electric, but to get that first round pick was 1,000 times.
Yeah, you can't be mad at it. I just wish he didn't tear his ACL in the first place with the Rams. I think we were deprived of a genuinely great quarterback. That Rookie of the Year campaign he had, was it 2010? It must have been.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
you're probably looking at and this is a good thing, but you're probably looking at end of career Drew Brees.
Yeah.
And that would have been a really good career from him. Oh, there's a touchdown.
So speaking of injuries, Wiggins left the game with a shoulder injury for Baltimore. He can't move it.
Fragile. No, sorry, I shouldn't. Sorry.
You are smaller than him. May I remind you? You two are practically the same height, and you are smaller than him. So just remember that.
No, I mean, the Eagles have scored a touchdown, so that's cool. A little rushing one there. Beautiful stuff. But no, obviously, yeah, don't want to wish injury on anyone like that. And hope Wiggins comes back. Like, you'd suck to see his rookie year taken out because of a preseason game. We didn't really have to play. Like, he looked good in the first half. There's no need to have him out there against. How long was he playing? Did he open the second half?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He played the I guess the first drive on defense. So
yeah,
I don't know if you guys saw the replay of that run though, and they're showing Stoutland, but that was a masterclass on the offensive line there. They had the guys pulling to the left. I mean, that was well executed. They got a helmet to everybody and letting that runner get in. That's nice. Was that Hightower? Who was that?
Was that not Nichols?
Nichols, sorry.
Oh, wait, no. It is Nichols. Okay. All right. I thought I was wrong for a second. Is Hightower 35?
Every time you say Hightower, I just think John, and I can't focus properly.
Yeah, they brought it back.
He's not even there. He's not even there.
Liam being a little catty. No, I just like a little joke, but
Davis Price, that's 35. Good old Davis Price. Well, the official hoagie of Baltimore Ravens. It's a good question. I feel like I've seen a million different little sub shops like that, and none of them have been Wawa driving through Baltimore. But I think they do probably have one there. But Philadelphia has not embraced Wawa as they should have recently when they chose their little jersey patch for the Phillies. So, I guess they kind of had to settle at that point.
We used to go to the one in Colombia when visiting by buddies who moved down there. See, I need to experience Wawa.
Oh, Wawa? There's a Wawa in Colombia?
Man. Yeah, we're gonna have to ship a cooler out to Liam Zach with a couple of Wawa hoagies.
Are we thinking those hoagies are not going to keep? I mean, they'll be fresh because it's 90% sodium, but they just won't taste as you got to because listen, here's the thing, Liam. I don't know what the hoagie scene is like in England for you.
We have Subway.
Yeah. Okay. So no, there's a right way and a wrong way to really kind of have. So what's your go-to hoagie out there?
I don't think
don't say sweet onion chicken teriyaki or anything like that. Like a real hoagie, not like a.
I just don't think we have them. I think we have Subway is the closest thing we've got. It's a hoagie, just like a cold Subway.
Just a sandwich, just a long roll sandwich. A sandwich on a long roll with sliced meat. What's your go-to?
I'll probably have a BMT, I guess.
Okay.
Is that solid? So okay. It's like bacon, salami, pepperoni, something else.
Oh, so the M stands for meat?
The M, yeah, I didn't know what the M stands for.
Oh, I thought it was just saying a bacon, mayonnaise, and tomato sandwich. And I'm like, okay, that's a weird flex, but I respect it.
It stands for bacon meat treat, apparently. There you go.
Well, I don't know what that is, but okay, yeah. So let's. It's almost kind of like you're clubbing up a sub, or a hoagie rather.
Yeah.
So let's just talk Italian, right? Because let's just get to the real heart of the problem here. So when you come out to Philly, which again I remind you we discussed is it's going to happen. Right?
It will happen.
When you come out and don't get the whatever Italian they have at Subway, or it's probably good for what you have out there, but come out and we'll go to also throw your favorite hoagie spot in the chat here. We'll go to one of a few different places. There's a ton of pizza shops you can get good hoagies around here. They just closed my favorite place, the Sicilian Deli, unfortunately, so I cannot take you there. Fink's is open. Fink's is a good spot. Plenty of hoagie spots to go after in Philly. But the big thing is, and the reason why it won't work to send you one from here is that really what you got to do is you got to get the red vinegar on the hoagie. That, like I tell you, will make or break your experience, and it will not keep if you have to send that thing overseas. So
Gotcha.
Primos is solid. I'll tell you this. I'll give you one more on Primos before we start talking about this little football game or whatever. Better than Primos, Pal Joey's, the original Primo hoagie. So Pal Joey's in New Jersey. Make sure to check it out.
Love that. I should be taking notes on this. But Nolan Smith, quick segue back to football. Huge sack there. Really explosive. Nice. Read it well, kind of bending his way around the running back. It's nice. I think you could see he was very fired up about that. I think he needed that confidence boost after what was a very flat rookie year.
Ravens are 0 for 7 on third down.
Wow. They're gonna lose
another good pressure there. You got to get him. That's solid.
Yeah, you see Ron's description of it. I just don't think I've ever had one close to it. I just have we literally just have Subways and that's it. But we have started getting more exotic coffee shops in now. We're getting a bit more American. You have all the independent coffee shops, the little ones. We're getting a bit more street foodie-esque with coffee and stuff. So I'd like to think it might be coming. There's a lot more Philly cheesesteak stuff happening around the UK now. That's everywhere. Philly cheesesteak this, and it's on pizzas, and which I'm buzzing about. But I know it's obviously nothing.
You're saying Philly cheesesteak, so you're talking about the thing with the peppers and all that? You're not talking about what you got at Passyunk?
No, yeah. It's they just take that basic premise and they'll slap it on everything. Philly cheesesteak flavored one. There's a Subway for Philly cheesesteak.
Freaking Burger King is doing that now too.
Yeah.
It's the most disgusting thing on this planet. The bastardization of
my god, bro.
Out of bounds. It went out of bounds.
Why is he making my life so difficult? Why does every player I ever coming out of the draft have to do me like this?
Technically, he did gain more yards by the ball naturally flying forwards.
Yeah, he's thinking ahead.
Exactly.
Even there, he's just tried to jump it. It's constant. He's just trying to do too much.
Well, it's when we were talking about cheesesteaks real quick. Back home, 2 hours north from Philly, they call it steak and cheese, and it makes my skin crawl.
That's disgusting. Yeah.
I was I'll have a cheesesteak. They're like, you mean a steak and cheese?
And most certainly I do not, good sir. I do not mean a steak and cheese.
Give me a cheesesteak, please.
Also, one thing that was pretty cool when we were there covering the Sixers press conferences of Tyrese Maxey and Paul George, they provided lunch for the media. And they're just out of nowhere, they just brought in a box of Donkey's cheesesteaks from Camden, which is all right, that's a solid steak. It's a unique experience because it's on a Poppy Kaiser as opposed to a long roll. Mm-hmm. That's a good steak, though. It's a good steak for sure. You can't sleep on
the rolls steak. Make it. Everybody's you got to have good meat, obviously, but if it's on a shitty roll, then it's just not going to be good no matter what.
Yeah, it's all about the bread, and that's why you can't recreate that recipe elsewhere because the bread is truly different. In this northeast section of the United States, that's why pizza's not the same outside of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. You can't compete.
The guys in the chat, they know what's up. We're talking about steaks, Prince's, D'Alessandro's. I've yet to get D'Alessandro's. That's the one place I've yet to get a steak from. Every time I go, the line's just so long, and I just don't feel like waiting.
I'm trying to go to Anthony's. I haven't been to Anthony's, I don't think, at least since I was a kid. So I don't even really remember it. But the D'Alessandro's I haven't been to in a long time either. I got to go back to Joe's. Joe's is where I always went in college. I spent a lot of time in Fishtown. I had some friends who went to Temple and just, spent a lot of nights hanging out there, going to Garage or Barcade, and of course go out to Joe's Steaks. And I know you don't go to a place for the pickle bar, but it was a nice addition to get all those pickles and peppers and all that. But the steaks at Joe's are legitimately good as well.
I'm going downtown tomorrow. I think I'll have to find a spot and grab a steak now. Taking the wife out for a early Sunday fun day. We're getting old now, so the Sunday fun days get pushed back to Saturday. So our Sunday fun day is Sunday recouping.
There you go. Yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. They're having a Bud Light event for Nick Foles at Xfinity Live for the day that Foles retires, the home opener. So I got to figure out, do I go and tailgate before going to Xfinity Live, or do I go somewhere? Because I'm not going to do the food scene at Xfinity Live. I want to, I'm in South Jersey, so if I'm going to Philly, I'm gonna plus it up. No offense, Xfinity Live, but so I'll either be tailgating or I'm gonna go and go somewhere else first.
Well, let me know because I will be in the parking lot. My wife will be in the game with her dad, so I'm gonna need.
For sure. Absolutely, I'll hit you. Oh, John Rose Pork. That's John's Rose Pork is another good shout.
Liam, what's the what's your go-to out there? Enlighten us about the England.
Yeah. What is that restaurant where you get that Donner meat and garlic mayo pizza that
it's just like it's just a really greasy like takeaway. So it's like what you have at like 3 a.m. when you're drunk. So it's not like a sit-down restaurant, but it's just a local place called Barham, which is like Latin for Barnstable, which is where I've just doxed myself, but that's where I'm at. But yeah, it's usually big. But I'm trying to think of like sit-down restaurants because as I've got older, you are meant to go out to eat and stuff a bit more. But there's nowhere really in my town that's any good. I would say Passyunk. I think like every time I go to London, I make a beeline to go to Passyunk and have a cheesesteak. And is it a Blue Moon? They do that there. I like that.
Do they do the orange slice there for you too?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So it's like
it's decent.
That's where I go. Like that, I would say that's my favorite one. But outside of that, I can't think of any. I'd be like, I have to go there again. Like in my local area, which is in a really poor area of like, there's no decent food out there. There's one that's just opened up called Block, that's very like Mediterranean cuisine based, and a lot of like
I get with that.
Bimbaps and ramen bowls. And all that sort of thing.
Yeah. So you're talking about some. So I'm glad that you brought up Korean food because I was going to tell you next time you're in London. Obviously, this is me telling you what to eat in London. From what I've heard, the Korean food scene in London is insane.
It's huge. So, it's sort of like I would say it's just sort of like bleeding over a bit now. Like I think now it's hit in London. It's very street vendory. We can go and get a nice pot of like. Or like a chicken shawarma thing down. It's really good.
Get some chimek. It's Korean fried chicken and beer, and there's no better pairing. I swear there's no better pairing on earth.
No, I mean you've already sold me just on that. Like, I've just seen I saw 2 flags lobbed at
time. I know, I just saw that too.
But yeah, I think to be fair, like, the nicest place I've ever been is I could never go there again. Like peak, like just during COVID, during the AMC stock rally. Got very lucky, mate. I was like, right, I'm going to go to London, have a little weekend away. And there's this place called Sky Garden, which is in this massive, like, it's called the BT Tower in London, but it's massive, like, walkie-talkie looking thing. And you're on, like, the top floor. And I've never had food, but I've never had food where, like, a carrot tastes like this is the single best carrot I've ever had in my life. Like, it's the only thing I remember is just, like, I could have eaten, like, a bucket full of carrots. And I'm a fussy eater. Like, I don't like veg, really. Like, I'm very, like, beige food, burgers, pizzas, chips, like a ready meals. I'm quite simple, but that carrot will live with me to the day I die, and it's tremendous. Yeah, Korean food could be the way. Like I said, I'm warming to it. I've started trying to do a little bit of crispy chili beef here and there, and I know that's not as exotic as some of the other things, but like I'm moving. I'm getting what's the word? A palate now. Which is fun as a 29-year-old man.
Dude, we are going to tour like I'm freaking Andrew Zimmer when you come to the States. Like you're going to try so many different foods that you didn't even know were food.
Probably.
Just absolutely
There's so many places in the city. It's crazy.
Oh, for sure.
I mapped out like our day tomorrow, and we're going to 5 or 6 new places that we've never been to. And we go to downtown twice a month now that we moved further out in the suburbs. But I used to live in Delco for 4 years, and we were there almost every weekend.
Damn.
Like you can go like a whole month and not, I mean, more than a month. You go like 6 months without repeating a place to go.
Really?
You could spend a weekend at Reading Terminal Market. Like, just insane levels of stuff. And that's literally like it's like an ensemble of restaurants, but like that's just one place. Like that's just the appetizer, if you will, into the Philly food scene.
Doug said make it a fan event. I'll come out and have
geez,
dinner and
bad throw.
I would love that. I'm going to talk over Tanner's bad throw because that didn't happen. But I'd be all for that. I'd love to put on like a little event of like meet and greet sounds very egotistical, but I would just love like an event where we get everyone together. Like, I don't want it sounding like that, but like just have an event
Just
where
get you at a table signing pictures of yourself and just shaking people's hands.
I've pre-signed 50 of them coming out, and 3
Signing
people.
away.
I'm going, anyone?
There you go.
But no, I'd love to come out and just have like hire a bar for a night and then have like free drinks for everyone. Anyone that's like ever read PSN, just come down. Like, I don't care. Just bring anyone that has any mild. Go, oh my god, that's that British kid that I've been mean to on Twitter. I'm gonna like come say hello. Just that, like, talk it up and get to meet everyone that's been here through the years. Like, everyone in this chat, I think, has been on YouTube streams that we've done for like 4 years, probably minimum. Like Twitter, there's people that I've known for years. It'd just be cool to just get to meet people and say hello and be all gangly and 6'3" and wobble around for an hour or two. I'd love it.
PSN's own wacky wavy inflatable arm waving tube man.
Exactly. So yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd absolutely look to, if I come out, just try and hire someone and say, look, we're going to be here for a night, or even not, but I'm going to be drinking at this bar
crawl in Old City. Straight up, like, just go full ass in and bar crawl in Old City. That is, if you're not out for a long time, that is my recommendation.
The PSN bar crawl, just bring anyone and everyone, and we'll just
legitimately make it a. Businesses would love to have like so many people like coming. Like it could be a thing. I'm telling you.
I'd be down. I'm 100% down. Anything where we just get everyone together and have a blast. Like a little bit of karaoke. Oh, I am there. I will be there.
Karaoke guy, huh?
I don't know what's happened. I've left nightclubs behind me. The jerseys in the rafters. Like, I'm a sucker now for just a little dodgy pub karaoke. But you've just got to sit through like everyone singing ABBA songs for about an hour. And then there'll be someone that sings like, what's that gambling song? Like, you gotta know when to hold them. Some 80-year-old man will sing that for 20 minutes, and then you get a bit of Oasis on there, and then it goes back to what it was. But it's I love it. I'm a sucker for karaoke.
What's your go-to?
I haven't been. No,
I don't know. I don't know what my go-to is. Like, it used to be Taylor Swift Love Story because I
was going to say, what your go-to is. Like,
I started experimenting since then. I wonder what else these little dulcet tones can reach. But I'll tell you what is a wild card from me. Hand in My Pocket by, is it Alanis Morissette? It might be. Wild card. That's the perfect vocal range for my whiny, screamy vocals when I'm drunk. That's the play. But we did The Killers the other week. That was good. I'd say if I could pick a talent, it would be a singer. Like if I could be born like a Sims character and pick one. Sorry, PS, I would have picked to be a singer, but I can't do that. So I just let carry it. Figures
your own like Matthew Healy, but you're not a piece of shit. Like
pretty much. I'll ditch the singing bit and the mild coke habit and just be a little bit chaotic and run PSN. And I think that's a good.
Yeah, like what's a few bumps never hurt anybody, but just keep it clean. Otherwise,
Exactly. It's a tight ship we run over here, but a little bit of Taylor Swift on karaoke, it's absolutely fine. And
funny. I'm a drummer and I play out, but I think I have to be blacked out to go up and sing karaoke. Yeah, I can play in front of any size crowd pretty much, but you put a microphone to me and I got to sing, not happening.
Really?
As another drummer, it really is like you're completely separated. Experience.
Like I'll sing along, like I don't have a mic in front of me and I'm jamming out, but like my wife will beg me all the time to do karaoke and I'm like, nope, not happening. Sorry, babe.
I don't know what happened. I think because I'm such like a pop punk kid, I got a microphone in my hand at this bar in Manchester, did Love Story, and I was like up here, like finger pointing, crowd surfy level vibes to Taylor Swift Love Story. And I was like, there is something there. I've got to get out some like inner 14-year-old angst from somewhere. And it went, Brian.
Put that finger down right now.
Oh.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Had a nice little slice of pizza.
I
love how Brian, just clearly drunk, is just checking in here.
Wow, what an accusation. I had Sprite, bro.
I'm just checking if you're awake. No,
I was going to have a beer.
If it's that McDonald's Sprite, though, watch out. But
nah, it's just a half a can of Sprite. I was going to have a beer, but I go on vacation next week, so I'll wait.
I'm 3 deep so far.
Wow.
I'm not doing well.
Should I go?
Very far behind for all 12.
I was going to say, you've only got 12 minutes left.
Should I go check on you? Are you okay?
I'm fine. No, it's Yinglings and Bud Lights. You know, I'm keeping it. I got the official beer of the Eagles, and I got the official beer of Pennsylvania. So we're doing good.
Okay.
I will say, Brian, when you came in, like everything just falls silent, and you do have a bit of Roman Reigns aura to you as the camera just slowly drops. Like you've got that lot too.
I just saw the fourth box open. I just see the finger. I was like, oh, what is this?
Oh, yeah.
Are you watching the game, or did you tap out for?
I tapped out for the Roman Reigns return.
Hold up. Okay. So you tapped out of the game and thought, you know what? Now that I'm not watching the Eagles game, I should join the Eagles stream. That was your
No.
thought?
SmackDown finished. So SmackDown finished, and I was like, you know what? I should join the Eagles stream.
All right.
Because I heard you guys talking about karaoke, and the fact that Zach is lying, saying that he never went karaoke, like that's.
I never said that. What are you talking about?
That's what I heard on my end.
I never said a thing.
I think me and Zach would do an amazing job of Islands.
That was Corey. You're talking about Corey.
I
Corey
said I
said
don't.
that he never.
karaoke.
Okay. So
Yeah.
sorry, I misinterpreted that.
I lied about you being drunk. You lied about me saying I never sang karaoke. So we're even. We're fine. No, I have sung karaoke before. I have done other singing before. I've done other drumming before. I'm a man of many talents, and now you all know the truth. So that's where we're at.
So it sounds like the next Flipping the Birds episode, we should go to a bar and have Zach live on YouTube singing karaoke.
Sure, whatever.
See, I reckon me and Zach would do like a nice little duet of a High School Musical anthem.
Oh,
like
dude, we should do.
Back and forth, I can take the high bits because obviously, I haven't hit puberty yet. Zach's got the Zac Efron bit down, and he's got the
I
same.
don't know. I might be able to go higher than you actually.
No,
I might.
I can't now because Lizzie's asleep, and it will just be she'll be like, "What the fuck's going on in there?" But someday
we should figure that out though. We should like high note wins a beer. Like we should
absolutely down.
We should figure that out.
100%.
Got to be like clean though, because like you can't be like, we're not banshee screeching. It's got to be an actual note.
I don't know if I can pick the notes. They just sort of come out. Oh, Brian's got a thumbs
No,
down.
that's fine. You don't have to know what it is. Just
Why do I have
you
a
have to
thumbs
actually
down?
hit
What
it.
the hell was that? Who gave me a
Who
thumbs
did
down?
that? Was that you?
No.
I'm
not
doing
me.
it now.
How did that come?
I don't know. I guess
So,
society
I think
just,
I'll just play games
understands.
Okay, Brian, we get it. You don't want to see me and Zach do a high-pitched screech off. It's fine. You don't have to pay thumbs down at us.
I think that was from Facebook, and it just landed on my face.
Okay. I've never seen that before in a stream.
That is so
No,
disrespectful.
I never saw that either. But I'll tell you, it could not have been in a better spot. For sure.
I think they're mad because I'm not drunk.
There we go.
All right. Well, at this rate, I'm going to get a beer a quarter, so I'm doing pretty good.
That's Zach's new bio when he, hands out resumes anywhere or needs to network. You can see Liam as a screen.
You can throw in egg roll enthusiast into that as well. That's my other
I can't
notable.
stand egg rolls. I feel like they serve no
Oh,
purpose in them.
Listen, Liam, can I curse on this stream? Can I please curse on this stream?
You go ahead. Go on.
Brian, fuck you. All right, you can't stand egg rolls. What are you talking about? That is the most delicious food on the planet. What are you talking about? You can't stand egg rolls. What is not to like about an egg roll?
It's just
I've
a
never heard
coleslaw
that
and a
genuinely angry
freaking
before.
fried wrap.
It's meat. There's like freaking like sugar.
Did you
in
say
it. There's
it's
like
you?
onions. It's meat. I said.
You're an egg roll?
No, you are not an egg roll. I would not compliment you that
I
much,
didn't say
Brian.
me. I said you. Not me.
I wish I were. I'd be a lot tastier if I were, man. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, it's good. Here you go, PSN After Dark.
Well, we lasted 3 quarters, boys. We did well.
And then Brian
Baby.
and I are back at it in the morning too. So who knows how that stream's gonna go?
You can't accuse me of being drunk at that time.
Let's see how many beers I get through. Oh, come on. 4th and 2, you're gonna pull that. Unbelievable.
Classic.
See, just sweats. They're just non-stop sweats. Who was it in coverage? Was it Rex? Oh, it was the other play.
Oh, Tyler Hall? I think you're back.
Yeah, mixed bag for Tyler Hall. I think tonight. I mean, you whiffed on that.
How do we feel about Britton Covey tonight? I mean, he's the only Eagle in
If you
a
watch
year
the
and a
stream,
half
you
that
know we thought about
actually
Britton Covey.
succeeded on a screen.
Oh.
Yeah, it helps because he has this thing called agility, which no other Eagle receiver who's caught a screen has had. Watching Quez Watkins do that
tonight.
Somebody said that he would run straight into the tacklers. Like that's what he did. Like he would run straight into the defenders and the blockers. Like there was no even a thought of a juke in his mind.
When you go from one extreme to the other, and it's like they've just seen what Quez Watkins didn't have and go, right, let's draft Aeneas Smith, who does nothing but juke and spin around and jump and make these unnecessary moves and doesn't have the run bit. So the next receiver they pick will be somewhere in the middle. That
I just feel like Brand Covey's I think they need to invest in Brand Covey being the little Swiss Army knife.
Oh, McCollum's like, is he all right?
He's fine. I was worried about him for a second, but he's fine.
His belt fell off. Okay. It happens.
His belt fell off. Trot's coming off.
Yeah, he's going to be out there now. He's done more than enough, I think.
Mm-hmm. Am I ahead of you guys now? They just did the second and goal play.
Oh, I'm still behind.
Yeah. I keep going back so that I'm on Liam's level.
I'm still in the third quarter, so yeah. I'm still waiting for Tanner McKee to come on.
There's no way you're in the third quarter. I was going to say.
Oh, great throw by Kenny Pickett there. So I just start putting like random drops like that in.
How did you guys
I
feel
wonder
about
if Jalen Hurts is going to play tonight.
How did you guys feel about the defensive line?
Solid. I think it's been pretty. We were saying earlier about I think that the depth has been good. Like Tui Pelotu's had a couple good snaps. Nolan Smith's looked pretty good.
They just stuffed him.
Did they though?
Yeah, it's a good time to start this conversation at a third and goal, Brian. You've done
what I'm doing. There. I'm on a roll tonight. Sober.
They did.
No, makes one of us.
Wow.
I don't know. I think he's over.
Yeah.
His knee's down there.
Oh wait, he's not.
Bam. He didn't make it.
Is he challenging it?
It's a preseason game, dude.
Practicing the reflexes.
So he's just there in his mirror in the morning with the flag in his pocket. Gets pulled to the side in like OTA.
Watchalong really whiffed on that tackle though. Did you guys see that?
He just tackled.
I think he hit. Who was that? He hit Mustafa. Who was trying to make that tackle?
He's short. Yeah, he's very short.
For sure.
I mean, he's not very short, but he's right there.
Cheers, Brian.
Keep my name out your mouth, Brian.
I think he was it Van Summeren. I think he just ran into.
Yeah.
Was it Van Summeren?
Yeah.
Van Summeren.
We have about 500 people chilling with us here tonight on a preseason football game.
It's been amazing, and we're still winning the YouTube v Eagles battle as well. We will go undefeated.
Yes,
we will do our own Ravens streak. All right, we're on what 23? Is it still 23-13? Or we still? I'm not sure how many we're on now.
I don't know, but it better be 23-19 by the end of the night.
22. We've lost one.
For my Monsters Inc. fans out there,
that could be a crucial unlike whoever's just dropped that. Someone's done me dirty.
We're at 24.
24.
Toby.
2-point conversion's good. We're in. Well in, fellas. Good effort. What's Brian doing here? The Giants aren't playing tonight.
Bro, it's the most,
I need a backstory on this, guys. That's the second comment I've seen in the chat that Brian's a Giants.
Nobody knows. That's the beauty of it.
Okay.
Zach created this fable that I'm a Giants fan. But is anybody else sick and tired of all the Malik Neighbors tweets that he's making all these great catches and they're just like routine catches at camp?
Are you just saying this to prove you're not a Giants fan? Because that is what a Giants fan would do.
I'm done. I quit.
Hey guys, how about that Malik Neighbors? Am I right?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'll tell you this though,
Brian, you kind of dug your own grave there.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Hard
I
Knocks
should
must have
be
been
drunk
pretty
just for
tough
that.
for somebody like Brian to watch, though. I mean, that was pretty brutal for Giants fans that latest season of Hard Knocks.
Don't make me go over there, you little egg roll.
Yeah.
You come down here and see what's up. All right, we'll go out. We'll get some good egg rolls. I got good places around here. I'll show you. South Jersey does not mess around with Chinese food. That's for sure.
I'm in Central Jersey. Oh, if you consider it to be a Central Jersey. But Central Jersey has
Yeah,
pretty good
no, I
Chinese
do.
food. Okay.
You consider
I-
it Central Jersey?
Yes. Central Jersey, I
So,
feel like it's its own little port
How
on
close
life.
are you to Princeton?
I want to say about 30 minutes or so.
All right, yeah, we're pretty much there. I mean, really, I don't like. There's like, to me, Central Jersey is like Princeton and Trenton, and there's just no other towns or cities around. Like that's it, and then the
It's
rest
just
is
open
North
land.
Jersey. So it's a void. I don't even think about it. I don't even consider it. You know, I wouldn't even consider Trenton or Princeton. You know, if I didn't have a friend who lived up there. So, and I don't mean Brian for sure. To be clear.
What the fuck?
To be clear.
Do you want me to have a beer with you? Is that what the issue is?
To be clear, I was not speaking about Brian.
Whatever.
Sensational. So the Ravens.
It was brutal for Brian when Saquon came over. It absolutely he called me
That
crying
was
that
the
same night.
greatest day of my life. I picked up my daughter from school, and then Liam puts it in the damn chat. I pulled over and I celebrated with my daughter.
Well, it's 13. I'm amazed they didn't go for 2 there, the Ravens. I thought they would have, gone all out, but tactical in it. There's
Thank
5
you,
minutes
Chris.
left. They never
Thank
get
you.
another go.
Tying is not a loss.
This
So
this
they're
this
cool
hater
with
this egg roll's really hating on me tonight.
I love good egg roll, man. I'll tell you, it's nothing. Egg rolls and dumplings, man, like just all day long. for
Dumplings
sure.
are
Like,
dumplings
nothing-
are crack. And then the other
nothing.
thing,
You get some bao. Oh my gosh.
yes, there it is. That's what it was called. There's a spot near me that they have them, and they're pretty good. And then my wife bought some Trader Joe ones, and they were phenomenal.
I'll tell you, Trader Joe does not miss that often.
No,
Like
not
that.
at all, dude. I feel like there's nothing bad about that. Isn't Ron from Canada?
I always thought Ron was Chris, just in disguise. I don't even know.
I thought Ron was from Canada.
Yeah, I don't take it as a diss. I take the fact that he says egg rolls are not delicious as a diss. That is
They're not.
that is my problem there, Winsports.
They're like fortune cookies. They serve no purpose.
They are not like fortune cookies, bro. Fortune cookies are like cardboard.
Yeah, those
Egg
are
rolls
brutal.
are incredible.
Serves no
You
purpose.
just got bad Chinese food by you. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you
No,
got
I
bad
love-
Chinese food by you.
There's a spot by me that they do General Tso's chicken, and it's actually like spicy and it's phenomenal.
So I will say this. I could very well do this off this live stream, but I'm not going to because I'm going to remember right now. There's a place by Eric that we went to. Alec and I were hanging out with Eric that we have to go check out. The dumplings there, absolutely insane. So that's the place that we had to go to Phoenixville.
Is
for
Eric
these.
in Jersey?
No, he's in PA.
You sure?
I was there. I literally went to his house.
I just,
Also,
also,
I live in
that
Jersey.
scene from It's Always Sunny where he's like, Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania?
Oh man.
So what my
But we
go-to
should
for a
really go check
Chinese
it
is like salt and pepper chicken. Do you have that over
out.
there?
So I don't know what the hell that is, but
What's a salt and
no.
pepper chicken? We
So
got
that
lemon
sounds
pepper
like
chicken wings.
terrible. That sounds so like sad and gray and
No.
bland.
Look, okay, right. I was gonna get it tomorrow. I've got hang on. I've got a menu over there actually, but like, it's like chicken, like fried chicken in a little plastic tub with peppers and onions, and then it's just covered in like a salty, spicy mix, and it's so. And you have it with chips or like rice or whatever. It's beautiful.
You know what's
It's
beautiful
right-
is that your country has nothing but great food, and everything's like naturally not naturally flavored, as opposed to what we have over here, with just chemical crap.
I'm sorry. Did you say that England has great food?
Well, I mean, listen, do we not ship everything? I'm not gonna get into this debate. They got good food over there.
I don't even know what side I'm on in this debate. That's the worst thing.
I think we know not to trust his egg roll takes now, though. That's all I'm saying.
Egg rolls serve zero purpose in my
Known
Chinese
for
bag.
their cuisine, England. Yes, of course.
I'm
How could
not
I
saying
forget?
they're known for the cuisine. I said that their food is just not chemically charged.
I mean, it is sort of. I mean, we're getting very American with ours now, but you can't beat.
See, you said it right there, very American. That means
Oh yeah,
you gotta
true.
back
Yeah,
up.
yeah. But I still don't think you'll ever beat a full English breakfast, and it's the only thing. I say the only thing. It's something that's holding me out
It
for a
is.
movie. You can't beat it.
It's pretty. Oh, so there's
Brown.
one thing that beats it. So at a diner in Jersey, you can get they'll call it like different things, but it's like a 2-meat special or whatever. But you get like pancakes, eggs, 2 sides of meat, toast, and it's like the greatest thing. Oh my gosh,
I was just waiting for
better
Brian
than
to
a
go.
full English breakfast.
I was waiting for Brian to go. Oh, it's in Jersey again.
Also,
You
here's
sure that's
one
in
more
Jersey,
thing. Since we're talking about sausage with breakfast, Italian sauce, Brian, you watch that. You calm down. An Italian sausage over a breakfast sausage is totally the move. Let me just throw that out there. Like that's 150% the move that you got to make.
You just trying to flex, bro? That's what we trying to do right now?
Bro, like that's what you have to do. Who's gonna take a breakfast sausage? You gonna get like a sausage patty? What are we doing? You go for the hot Italian sausage. 10 out of 10 times you opt for the hot Italian sausage.
Are we talking
Hey,
like
man.
a chorizo level sausage or like a?
Ooh, chorizo.
It's similar, but it's different in the sense that it's like it's a spicy sausage like chorizo, but it's more. It's a juicier sausage. It's a bit plumper. It's a bit more filling. It's a bit better of a time.
I live for exact sausage sakes.
Yeah,
I mean, I trust
here
Zach
first.
I'll trust Zach on anything Italian because I just don't
Yes, you
have
will.
the ball knowledge on it.
Yes, you will.
2nd and 20, Tanner. First down. Here we go.
Does he get them in a field goal range to win this game?
No, he's just launched a football into the stands. To be honest, I don't really know.
I mean, to be fair, it's better than throwing at that receiver because they called
pass
it.
interference.
Okay, illegal contact.
Oh,
That might be the most frustrating penalty to me.
Yeah, it's not quite PI.
Just how much it gives. 5 yards with the automatic first down is a backbreaker.
mm-hmm.
So I had a really weird epiphany then, Brian, where like Corey sounded like almost identical to Morgan, but like with an American accent. Like if you close your eyes and listen to Corey talk, he just sounds like Morgan.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
I'm hoping Morgan's a guy.
Yeah.
Morgan is a guy.
Okay.
Morgan works for PSN. He's on the Flipping the Birds podcast.
No, Morgan's lovely. He's hell of a bloke. Tremendous ball knowledge as well. So it's a good compliment. He just voice sounds like nearly identical.
That's Coach Morgan to you, Liam.
Yeah, have you seen Coach? I hope he's watching this. Have you seen Morgan's pictures as a coach?
Dude, yeah, I just saw it today.
With a smooth shades.
Yeah, looking clean.
Duck, meanwhile in the chat, it's just non-stop chatter about
Chorizo.
Italian sausage.
I like fat and spicy. Well, I like you too.
What the hell am I doing?
Oh, all right, McKee might be falling off a bit here. I can't lie. I'm just pretending it's... And his neck is very red. I relate to that. Good man.
Yeah, so does, the bulk of the middle of the United States, but that's a discussion for another time.
Zach's throwing comedy gold. The Bud Lights are hitting. I don't know what's happened. The last 20 minutes, he has just gone full LeBron and just.
I credit the comedy to the Yinglings. Actually, the Bud Light is more like water to keep me hydrated. But sponsor us, Bud Light. But the Yingling is more keeping me in the game.
Hey, Smith with a catch. Look at that.
That was a good
ruin it.
throw.
I want to see this. Go on, Ineas. My mate. Yes, look at that. Look, he couldn't do anything spicy there because he was tackled to the ground instantly. For the
I
bet.
gotta say though, if he doesn't run that route that crisply, that's a pick. Obviously, you have to get to your spot as a receiver, but it's a good thing that he did.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that is a pick for sure.
I wonder if McKee is getting worn out. Maybe it's for I want to say fatigue because he's used to playing full games, but he's just looking a bit.
Oh, Hennessy's in. You love this.
Can we talk about how we were robbed of not seeing the starters tonight?
How
we
we've
saw
not
some
seen the
defensive
starters.
We were completely robbed.
It's for the best though. I'd rather not see them when they make game one than But I was saying before the stream, like, do you remember, was it last year when Jalen Hurts took the horrible hit against the Jets and Sirianni was all angry?
Wasn't that the year before? Because I feel like last year they didn't play the starters at
It
all.
might
right?
have been the year before.
I think it was the year before, which is why they did not play the starters last year.
Well, we
Well,
all
there
know
you go.
Robert Sala's dirty, so him and his quarterback.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know
well,
it's
go
not
across the street and tell 'em.
but it seems like from the reports they're being more physical at camp too. And that's being spearheaded by Fangio, so maybe they're putting that into a little bit of effect too.
I love the fact that Nick Sirianni can't step on Fangio's toes. And Fangio just does what he
Could you
wants.
imagine Nick Sirianni trying to? Hey, Vic, shut up. Okay, all right, sorry. Run him to the
Nick, I was
ground.
thinking no.
Like, hey, Vic, I was thinking, no, you weren't. Okay, yeah, I wasn't. My bad. All right.
That's the problem in the first place.
Yeah, just stop that.
I feel like Kellen Moore at the same time, like, if Nick came up to him, he'd just like smile and nod and then just not do anything that
just did that.
Nick told him to do.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, Nick, I got you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Great
Then just not
idea,
do
bud.
it.
Just turns away going like, yeah, Nick, whatever you
We'll
say.
put it on the fridge and everything, and then just not do anything.
What's that? Oh no, sorry, Nick. I had an itch. Nick. I wasn't. Little itch. I've got, Nick, on the side of my face. Fourth and inches. If you don't get that, come on now.
The Ravens are saying they didn't.
I don't know that Tanner McKee could squat 100, let alone 600.
Yeah,
so
his legs are.
For him.
I can't see the ball.
I don't know if he got that.
You got noodles for legs.
He's got noodles for arms. He's just very. I was saying this earlier as well. He just looks awkward in the pocket.
He looks like you're aggressive, man. Honestly.
He looks like if I could play quarterback, but I could actually play quarterback. Like if I was a quarterback, whenever I make myself on like college football or like Madden, I have to be 6'3", and it is a real hamper when you want to be like prime Johnny Manziel every play because you just waddle around everywhere getting sacked, and it's not fun.
So you're talking about college football, right? You're not talking about pros, is that?
Yeah,
Oh, you got it. Yeah, first down.
Yeah, like prime, like like Heisman level Manziel. Oh,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Did you do the cheat code for the 99 overall?
No.
Did you guys see the documentary on Manziel? Came out a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was really good. Really, really good.
Dude's nuts.
It's crazy, like how that worked for that long, if that makes sense. And
yeah.
Like he did an interview with like Shannon Sharp as well. Like I think just before or just after it.
I saw that one.
And yeah, that was really good. But he seems to have like, I don't know, calmed down a little bit now and steadied, which is nice. But you can't look back and not have regrets, I think, for fumbling that, because he had like he's like if John Daly was an American football player, essentially. Like if John Daly wasn't, for those unfamiliar, like golfer, but it's just renowned for smoking constantly, drinking whiskey before rounds.
I mean, John Daly is if Chris Farley was a golfer, I think is what people would like. He's the John Kruk of golf, I feel like.
Yeah,
people who may be looking for a comparison.
Chris Farley died too early.
Johnny Football was smoking too
I
much
disagree.
What?
I imagine somebody disagreeing with that take, though. Like beloved icon Chris Farley.
Wow,
I thought you were disagreeing with that. I thought you were disagreeing with Doug's comment. Like Johnny Football was smoking too much weed. I disagree. He wasn't smoking enough weed.
No, Chris Farley was an icon and inspired. I mean, just like John Belushi and before him, just it's a terrible trend that we've seen of funny fat guys in Hollywood, but he left us with many good memories. Many good memories.
John Daly's Chris Harvey. Chris Farley meets Happy Gilmore.
Yes, Christopher. Yes, and it's funny because Chris Farley's brother was actually in Happy Gilmore.
Oh.
It was supposed to be Chris, but Chris died, unfortunately.
Oh. Who did he play?
I did not know that.
He's the wait, actually, am I mixing up? I am mixing it up. It's actually Billy Madison. He's the bus driver in Billy Madison.
I've not seen that. Don't know.
It's not as good as Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I think Happy Gilmore is like one of his better earlier movies for me, at least.
Yeah.
Like The Wedding Singer, Billy Madison, they're okay, but they're like that kind of stupid funny, if that makes sense. But then like Happy Gilmore, it kind of started that for me, at least with Sandler films.
really weird story with that. So I know this guy who, like, I started playing golf with him. Turns out he dated my girlfriend's best friend years ago, and they had a really bad breakup. He went down a bit of a spiral, and she was like, he just got really weird, like, at the end of the relationship. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, every single night he had to fall asleep listening to Happy Gilmore, or like watching it for like the entire film every night for about a year. And the girl just grew sick of it. And I was just like, I mean, look, there's a comfort film, and then there is just forcing Happy Gilmore in its entirety every night for a year. Like, I just felt that might be a bit much. Happy Gilmore, like,
Is
it's a
that a
good film.
bad thing though? Like, because when I grew up, like when I was growing up in high school, I used to fall asleep to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air every night.
Yeah, but that's like a new episode at least, surely.
That's true. Fair.
You know, it's not like the same film, like the same entrance, the same. Here we go again, like same every single day.
It's like egg rolls, right? The same.
So, but I'm a sucker for a good. I'm a good video documentary guy. Like a big video essay on some random topic, like best cancelled video games of all time, and it's like 3 hours long. Like, I have that in the background. Like, oh, lovely.
All right, so I'm wrong. It was Chris Farley in Billy Madison. Kevin Farley, and I'm gonna get it eventually, was in The Waterboy.
Who was he in The Waterboy?
Instead of Chris Farley. Some guy named Jim Simmons.
Jims.
He was. Oh, he's the guy on TV talking to the wrestler, Captain Insano. Talking to Captain Insano.
I love how the tangents this stream takes. Is like preseason goes on and it's fourth quarter, and you're like, well, it's nothing, you know.
Yeah, I'm 4 B's deep. Like, if I get the wrong Farley brother, like, and Black Sheep did have both Farleys in it. You're right, Doc. That's a good shot there. You know, it's kind of a little slack. I'm emotionally distressed, you know, because I got people attacking my loved ones, my egg rolls. You know, let's chill a little bit, you know?
All right, Jake Elliott, can he make a field goal? Please. Because he had a bit of a whiff there, didn't he, earlier? And that's, you know, very uncharacteristic.
What time are you at, dude?
Oh, he's not making it yet.
I was going to say, I know you've been behind all night.
Hello, a bit of a... Oh, you know,
this threw me through a loop for a minute there.
We've got a funky formation, and it's done nothing. That's a shame.
I have a question I just saw on Twitter.
Go on.
If someone from 1990 suddenly woke up in 2024, what would surprise them the most?
I plead the fifth.
OnlyFans.
Born in 1990, you said?
If they went to sleep in 1990 and they woke up in 2024.
OnlyFans, by a mile.
You really tested on that?
Yeah, because
it is pretty wild how people have become millionaires off that.
Yeah, like 1990, like even when I was a kid, like it was just magazines and the occasional, you know, raunchy YouTube video.
Doc might have won it, but also, I think AI would definitely freak people out a little bit.
Like, yeah, AI is getting crazy.
Yeah, I mean, especially you show what's the what do they call that thing? The face swap thing.
Oh.
No. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, thing. He'd be terrified of Chat GPT. You're right.
I don't know, man.
No,
I'm trying to help you out, egg bro.
The face swap thing. The damn, what is that called?
Face off?
No. I'll find it. Just talk.
Chris said Uber. I think that's a good one too, because when I was in college, Uber wasn't even a thing. Like, we were still taking taxis. And then like 2 years later, it's like, oh, use this app Uber, and you get into the car with a stranger and it'll take you wherever you want.
I hear you, but how is that much different than a cab is my only thing. Like, you're just calling that person on your phone. Like, you're just, you know what I'm saying?
Feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there was more of a professionalism and like a safety barrier, maybe calling a cab.
There's like an identification of like, hey, this is a yellow car. This must be a cab.
Right.
Into this.
I'd say, can you imagine going to sleep in 1990 and waking up and being, I was going to go to Blockbuster. That doesn't exist. It's all on your TV. What? It's on your TV. All the films you ever want on your TV now. What do you mean? Oh, there they are. It's just like stuff like that is just wild, really. I don't know what else outside of that. The Eagles winning the Super Bowl. That's probably up there. That was good.
So is this the first time the Eagles have beaten the Ravens since 2012? Is that true?
It is if they make this, I think. And it's our first ever victory over the Eagles, so we have to remember that. We're going for 2 next week.
We have found the term, and the term is deepfake.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would
thing,
probably
yeah.
freak out people from the 90s.
Yeah.
This is this is probably gonna be the first loss for the Ravens in preseason for since 2015. It looks like.
I was told last season they lost. Is that not true?
You're right, because I was looking that up and I'm like, I could have sworn the streak ended last year, but
Yeah, they lost to the Bucks, I think. Bucks or Commanders? I want to say the Bucks. I wrote the Bucks, so I hope it was the Bucks.
It was actually both. So they lost to the Commanders first, and then the Bucks more recently.
Well, they lost 2. That's fine. Well, they're going to lose a third now.
Oh,
we are
he doinked it.
Eagles. What I'm
There
doing.
we go.
he doinked it.
Oh.
Is that
Wow. Gonna
No,
end in a
it was going
tie.
through.
Was that 50-yarder?
What's from 50? Yeah.
That looked like it was going through. What the hell?
He just pushed it a little bit.
Oh, we can't have overtime in preseason.
Let's do it.
I mean, yes, overtime preseason. I mean, 2 missed Jake Elliott kicks might be slightly concerning. But then again, it's 50
the
yards.
wind
Like,
is down. The wind is only between like 5 and 10 right now. It's not crazy like it was earlier today.
Well, I still think the issue with Jake Elliott is that he's been so automatic for so almost like unhuman, like you know what I'm trying to say. He's been so robotic for so long that we take it for granted. So now he misses one from 50, which most kickers do. 50%.
Oh, Ben Surmer.
They just get
Rumble. They got the ball back.
Oh my God.
BVS is alive. Our next tribal chief.
Patrick
Oh
Johnson.
wow. Oh, that's
Patrick
amazing.
Johnson.
Well, my betting pick for this weekend was to bet the under. So
yeah, that was
Run it back. Let's do it again.
if he misses 3, we've got a definite issue.
Yeah.
Oh God, when that's not good. Sorry to hear that.
Who
No, I
recovered
recommend
that?
putting it down if you have the opportunity to.
Dan
whatever.
Summerin? Dan Summerin.
Who
Patrick
forced the
Johnson.
fumble? Was it Johnson?
Patrick
Johnson, yeah.
Oh, he was off, yeah. On the side.
What? Okay, hold up.
Why a tush push? Just to
They're
practice
gonna
it? Like
Let's push for what?
I don't-
You're ahead of me.
they just ran a tush push.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to angle it more, but you could do that with a running play too.
See, this is why Nick
Yeah,
Sirianni
I
drives
mean-
me nuts.
I would
Like a
rather
4-year-old playing Madden.
I thought Sirianni wasn't calling plays, but that's just me.
Well, I guess
So
they got
that's
to time
awesome.
out. Maybe they run it, take the flag down to or the timer down to 1.
You had time to run it. There's more ball security in that way. You have a guy who's not used to running the tush push. You're asking for.
Is there overtime in preseason?
No.
We're
Okay.
not going to have to find out.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Just looks like a Nick Sirianni call because he's smiling too much.
Patrick Johnson's been on the Eagles for 4 years now.
Oh,
He missed it again?
He missed it again?
Zach, you're
What?
ahead of all of us, dude.
No way. No, I'm not having that. You must be faking it. Zach's laughing. There's no way.
You have to watch
Oh,
the
yeah.
game right now.
Zach was faking it.
Acting, another one of my skills.
Yeah,
That's a big win for Patrick Johnson.
Well, that's a good sign from
yeah.
Elliott, though, to just quickly forget
Bounce
about
back.
the last one.
Well, they got it run close, but a win's a win. It was a narrow
A
one.
win is
but
a win is a win. A
I
preseason
think we
win
saw
is
enough
not
there
really a
to
win.
be. I mean, overall takeaways from the game. I mean, like positive, negative.
Try.
I'd say
I
positive.
love the
overall.
cornerback room. I love it. so
Trot.
much.
Yeah, Brian, what was your biggest takeaway from the game that you definitely watched there?
I love the cornerback room. I love Keely Ringo. I love Isaiah Rodgers. I love Quinion Mitchell. I think Mitchell really showed that he's definitely a first round. And the good thing about what we're seeing from Mitchell in camp right now is they're moving him in and out. So he's playing in the slot, he's playing on the outside. And if he's ever going to trail anybody in his career, they're preparing them for the CeeDee Lambs of the world, the Justin Jeffersons. And Keely Ringo, I feel like is going to be a huge surprise for us.
Yeah, Mitchell had a great run at defensive tackle as well earlier, didn't he, Brian? So
What'd you say?
what?
What?
I said Mitchell had a really good run at defensive tackle earlier, didn't he?
I don't know what you're referring to.
I was just trying to catch you out because you hadn't watched the game. So I was just like, yeah.
No, I saw the game. So here's how my setup was tonight. And my wife and my daughter could attest to this. My iPad had SmackDown, and my TV, you see over there, had the game.
Is
So I
that
was
your
watching
chair?
both of them.
We don't have a QB2. Duck's right there.
That's my daughter's chair.
Oh, okay.
That's where Brian sits when he's misbehaved. He gets sent over there. Can't sit on the
This is
stage.
where I sit when I disgrace egg rolls.
Yeah. Or root for the Giants.
I don't root for the Giants.
MVP. We'll do a little round table. MVP from that game. We'll start with Corey. Who would you go for?
I'm gonna go with Will Shipley. I thought he looked really good. 7 carries for 27 yards, so the average doesn't look great, but he had that catch out of the backfield for the touchdown. And he also had 2 kick returns for 48 yards total. So I think he kind of flashed everything that we as fans want to see, what the Eagles want to see. So I'm going to give it to Shipley. Between him and Trotter for me, but I'm going to stick with Shipley.
Yeah, what about you, Zach? Where would you go?
Yeah, I gotta go Trot. I mean, really, both the Clemson boys, but Trot for sure for me. I think is he led the team. With 6 tackles, had a sack in there too. I don't think any player made as big of a total difference. You know what? On top of that, though, I do have to give special mention to Britton Covey, who that punt return, in addition to how he played as a receiver, just the plays that he made, you can't overstate how important they were. The receivers were pretty unreliable throughout the game, as was the replacement on special teams, but Britton Covey really kind of separated himself. So I got to say, offensively, go Covey. Defensively, it's Trot for me.
B-Cam, who would you go with for your MVP?
If I could be a little different and not choose a player, but choose Kellen Moore. Because you guys took Shipley. I was going to go with Shipley, but Liam skipped me twice.
Cry about it, dude. Come on.
Well, no, seriously, though. Kellen Moore, think about it. The offense, they didn't have any turnovers, right? We saw a little bit of creativity that was as stale as, preseason playbooks or play calling is supposed to be. We did see glimpses of, imagine, seeing Saquon out of the backfield on that Shipley play. You see things, if you see the guys like the A.J. Browns, the Devontae Smiths of the world in these positions, you get ecstatic about it. This is enticing. This is better than the Sirianni offense that we saw last season that Sirianni ran. But if we're going to play it has to be Shipley just because he showed that he's more than able to be running the second running back. And I feel like he has traits of Saquon without the explosiveness. So you had that consistency flowing. Kenny Gainwell did look a little explosive in the beginning, but I feel like, shame on me. That saying, first mistake. With Kenny Gainwell, we know who he is. There's no preseason for Kenny Gainwell is different from regular season. But Will Shipley, I think, really made a statement tonight.
100%. So I think all my MVPs have gone now. So I'll go with Keely Ringo, I think, for mine, maybe just to double down. And I think, yeah, it was a big game for him, obviously. Like we said, glass ceiling earlier. We didn't really think he's going to have much look at a starting role this year or a chance to break into the team. But to be the commanding force on defense, I think outside of that, Jeremiah Trotter was very, very good. I wasn't expecting him to burst out the gates and be all over the field as he was. I still like Jalix Hunt, but I don't think he was MVP level. The only real MVP of that game was Will Shipley, I think. If we're all being serious, we could all pick a player, it would be Will Shipley. Just took the ball by the horns, ran it as far as his little legs would carry it, or his very big, beefy legs, as it turns out, will carry him. And he did a hell of a job. I think he's really asserted himself there as the number 2 back. And Eagles win. Vibes are good. We'll have a recap on phillysportsnetwork.com soon. I think Corey's just finishing that now, and Brian will edit it just before he goes to bed. So you guys.
Nolan Smith had a sack. That was good.
Nolan Smith did have a sack. Yeah, that was very good.
Nice burst off the line of scrimmage.
And that'll just be us, I think, from tonight. But tomorrow morning, was it 9 a.m. tomorrow? You guys are going? I do love big beefy legs.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. We'll be there.
9 a.m. So we'll have a preseason recap. So Zach and Brian, I might gate crash it potentially. I'll see. I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow morning, but if I'm up, I'll gate crash it. Charlton play.
If you join, you'll hear a lot about egg rolls.
That is true. I can't miss that discussion.
That's true, because Eric's going to be on my side. You talk about something that, like, honestly, 8 out of 10 times features pork, you're done for, dude. It's over. You're done.
Why are you so volatile about egg rolls?
Because you're so stupid sometimes.
Duck
You're so
ask
stupid.
questions or concerns based on what we saw tonight.
Will I kill Brian by the end of tomorrow's stream? That's my number one question.
I think QB2 is the main one. It's like, all right, well, if it's not Pickett, then who? Because McKee dropped off towards the end of that game. Pickett didn't look like... We didn't see any Will Greer, like, at all, which maybe they just give the second game to Will Greer and they give him... Because they did that last year, didn't they? I'm pretty sure. Like, they'd have QB2 for one game, then QB3 the next, and then McKee would just pick up the scraps in the fourth quarter. So I'm assuming the next game will be the Will Greer one. But yeah, I just can't really imagine that being a place of serenity right now for Nick Sirianni. They've got to find a solution there. Outside, also right guard. I don't think Tyler Steen was that great, to be honest. Big penalty, looked a bit atrocious good against the run, but bad in pass protection. So that's going to need
addressing on that first series, right?
Yeah, Becton was in the first series.
I don't remember noticing a single problem on that right side during that first series. So, I mean, that's a positive, but Tyler Steen is definitely a question mark going forward, I think.
And just to Duck's comment, we didn't do the stream last weekend. I think like neither me or Brian could make it. We kind of discussing if we could on the morning of. So yeah, this will be replaced by a little earlier start tomorrow for a 9 a.m. so you can have it with your egg rolls for breakfast and have a whale of a time.
Listen, hold up. You see, you bring up a great point though. Like, this is an absolutely underrated aspect of Chinese takeout. The next day cold leftover Chinese takeout is elite. That is it is above cold pizza. It is an absolute elite food.
I don't like cold pizza.
I'm fine with it. You know, Duck, put the breakfast egg rolls away. Get that out of here. The furthest I will go is a cheesesteak egg roll. It's you know what, breakfast burrito. Just think of that, but it's an egg roll. It's not that hard to figure out.
Wow, you are.
There is some claws out this evening.
Yeah, put a little beer in and then sell it.
Cold pizza is good. Cold Chinese food is next level. Like, especially you get the General Tso's, and if you're this is the one compliment I will pay Brian. You got to get the General Tso's, and if you do that next day, fantastic. 9 out of 10 every time.
Well, talking of the next day, we will be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. for Flipping the Birds for a preseason recap. Yeah, it's been good. Thank you for hanging out with us this evening. I appreciate it. We still got 500 people in total watching this right now across all of our platforms. So for the YouTubers that are still grinding this stream out to the very bitter end, I appreciate you hanging in this entire journey with us. You're all absolute champions. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Any closing words from you guys?
Egg rolls are overrated.
Okay.
I was thinking about egg rolls. I didn't even hear the question. What was the question?
Just if there are any closing remarks, really.
I just don't understand how you could say it's overrated. First of all, it's not even rated by most people. It's not even celebrated to some immense level. Like, you know, when people even talk about like Asian cuisine, like sushi's the hot happening thing right now. Hot pot is even like, and Korean barbecue are soaring, and for good reason, mind you, soaring up, you know, those commonality rankings. An egg roll never bothered anybody. It's just been classic, reliable, and delicious the entire time. So for you to come out and insult and drag that name through the mud is crazy, if you ask me. I will drive up there. It's like a 2-hour drive for me, man. I can make it. can only Brian scream.
What is
Hold on.
Yeah, are you triggering this? Is that what's happening? Oh, wait,
What
we might have
is
figured it
that?
out. Oh. Did we figure this out? And now he just looks like an idiot. I love the idea of some mastermind behind the scenes who's actually been triggering these and just made Brian think that he was doing it.
the entire
But it's been them the entire time.
Hold on, wait.
I was going to be in the mirror doing that just for ages now, just trying to get these balloons up.
But is it anyone else or is it just you?
I don't know.
I think it's just Brian.
This is it.
Why?
Someone's having a laugh. Someone's having a laugh at you, man. That's the only reasonable explanation.
I don't like this.
I like
Great
it a lot.
power comes
Actually.
great
I'm having a pretty good
responsibility.
time. And it may secretly be me, but you will never know.
I'm out. Bye.
All right. Boys, it's been a pleasure. A quick shout to Brian for coming in with his eloquent gate crashes. To Zach and Corey for
All
sharing.
right.
Sounds
As a shout out to
something
Ron
Liam
for
would
saying
do.
wasn't me.
It is something I would do, but unfortunately, I wish I did. I'm also like, a technical dinosaur, despite being 29 years old, so I don't have that in me anymore. But yeah, Zach and Corey for sharing preseason game 1 with us. I appreciate you guys hopping on. It was a lot of fun. Just thanks for hanging out and keeping me sane through some Eagles preseason football.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to doing more of these. And thanks to all the people watching. Like you said, almost 500 people going 3.5 hours strong. I was kind of monitoring it, never really dipped. It was consistent. So looking forward to doing more of these guys.
Yeah, for sure. Got to echo that. Appreciate everyone coming out and supporting me in my battle against Brian. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning. So check us out on YouTube, on Twitter, and make yourselves known because we'd love to talk to you again.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Go Birds. We'll see you soon.
Go Birds.